This kickoff, take it on down and score a touchdown. I'm going to tell you, the Patriots are going to be in a whole lot of trouble.
With the football on the tee at the 30-yard line, Pat O'Neill. And this is a line drive kick taken by Joe Valerio. He's at the 30, 35-yard line. He's up to the 37-yard line. Forget Kamarick Vanover. It's Joe Valerio with the great return up to the 37-yard line. He can do it all.
He can do it all. Did you see what he did? Somebody said, cover up the football, Joe, because he had both arms wrapped around it. He was looking to fall down, but there wasn't anybody to hit him. So excellent field position for Kansas City to start their first drive.
Alcides Quintano made the tackle for the New England Patriots. Tim Grunhart breaks the huddle. He's up over the football as the center. Will Shields the right guard. Ricky Sigler the right tackle. Dave Zott the left guard and John Alt the left tackle for the Chiefs on first down. They play fake. They throw to the near side and the pass is incomplete. He was wanting Willie Davis, who got kind of hung up in his route and didn't get to the boundary where the football went, as Ricky Reynolds covering for New England. The pass incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Chiefs at their own 37.
Willie Davis got tied up with the cornerback over there, Ricky Reynolds, but that was not a good throw by Steve Bono. I mean, that play-action pass, that stopped the defensive line, the linebackers, and the out pattern was there, but the thing was thrown too high and wide.
Tony Richardson's the fullback. Marcus Allen is the tailback and an offset eye. Tight end right, Keith Cash, after missing the last 2 games because of injury. Lead play Allen. Now cuts back against the pursuit. 45-yard line to the 50, angles to the near sideline 40. Cuts back to the 35 and pushed it around there. And now Marcus Allen has just passed Otis Anderson for 8th place on the all-time career rushing list, with a long run down to the New England 35-yard line, 28-yard gain.
And they said he can't run. He doesn't have any speed, but Corey Brown, the free safety, couldn't catch him. And he was able to get by him. And a terrific move, you mentioned at the line of scrimmage, jumping over one of the defensive people for the Patriots and came on downfield. I said this could be a game of big plays offensively for Kansas City.
Another instinctive run by Marcus Allen. It was designed to go left. He cut back to his right away from the pursuit. New England showing 5-6 men on the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10 at the Patriot 35 to throw. Bone over the middle, wide open. Cash drops the football. The pass a little too high for Cash. He couldn't haul it into his chest. It falls incomplete.
They're playing a zone defense with 2 guys up on the wide receivers in their face, and they have 2 safeties back there. The middle area was wide open. Also, I watched out there, Willie Davis was also wide open on a corner move out there on the sideline. So Bono had a choice of 2 people there. Both of them open. He just didn't get him the ball.
Bono enters the week with 12 touchdown passes and leads the National Football League, actually tied with Jeff Blake of the Bengals. 2nd and 10. For Bono, brings Willie Davis in motion toward him. Out of the opposite eye, Marcus Allen. A quick blast behind the right guard. He gains just a yard to the 34-yard line. Willie McGinnis and Vincent Brown in there for the New England Patriots to make the stop.
Listen, they can throw on this football team. On first down, both times they had the ball, play action passes. Both times he had people open, just did not get them the football. So don't quit on it. Don't forget about it, because the thing is open out there. You have to continue to work on it.
New England, one of the league's worst team against the pass, and they're missing 2 of their starting secondary people. Maurice Hurst and Myron Guyton both out with injuries. Leroy Thompson into the lineup now as a single back. 3 wide receivers for the Chiefs. Long count. Free play here. Bono swings it left side. Thompson makes a catch. 35. Puts on a juke move at the 30. Lowers his shoulder. And he's forced out of bounds to the far sideline at the 25-yard line. Looks like a gain of 11 for the Chiefs. And a first down. Larry Wiggum and Ty Law tackled Leroy Thompson, who last year played for the New England Patriots.
Now, there was a good throw by Bono, and he had to hurry it, throw it sideways because the guy was coming after him. The first 2 passes, he got back. He had plenty of time, could step and throw, and he missed. So that's why I say don't forget about the pass, because it is going to be there.
By the defense, the right defensive tackle.
Offsides by Patriots. Now, look,
3rd down.
take a look and see where the ball is placed. Did he indeed get enough for the first down?
Well, they only gave him about 10 yards on the pickups, and it looks like he might be short of the first down by just the nose of the football. The Chiefs will take the penalty, meaning it's 3rd and 5 instead of having 4th and maybe an inch or 2. So Kansas City now with 3rd and 5 at the 29-yard line of the New England Patriots.
They still have 2 downs to go for it if they don't make it on 3rd down.
Three wide receivers bunched up to the right. There's one to the left. No tight end. Single back. Marcus Allen. Bono. Quick slant. Caught by Webster Slaughter inside the 20. He breaks tackles. He's down to the 16-yard line. He has become a real weapon for the Kansas City Chiefs. A gain of 13 yards and a first down for KC.
Every pass play that the Chiefs have run, people have been open. That was a good catch by Webster Slaughter and a much better throw by Bono because he kept it down low where the guy could control the football.
Slaughter caught the pass in his hands, reaching out. Webster Slaughter now has the best per catch average as far as yardage on the team. Richardson and Allen in the backfield and an offset eye. As Richardson lines up behind John O. Handoff Allen trying to get outside the left tackle. Is inside the 15-yard line and down to the 13 and gains 3 yards. Chris Slade registers the stop for the New England defense.
Marcus cut back. That play was designed to go to the right side, but it went to the left side because Tony Richardson stayed with the linebacker, stayed with the block on the linebacker, and is able to hold him up. Bobby Adams was the linebacker so that Marcus could slip around there and make a couple of yards.
12:09 left to go first quarter. No score, but Kansas City's driving. Marcus Allen lines up as a wide receiver to the far sideline. In the slot left, Tamarick Vanover comes in motion near side. Bono retreats into the pocket, pumps, now steps up into the pocket, being chased, he'll run, and he slides to a stop at the 13. He was chased by Vincent Brown, who forced him to go down, and Bruce Walker, the nose guard for the Patriots.
Blitz on that play, and why not? The Patriots haven't covered anybody, so you might as well change up. They blitzed the linebacker, but Richardson was there to make the good block, so that it did not get to Steve Bono. Bono wisely put that thing under his arm, got as much as he could, then went to the ground.
We're seeing some new sets here. 4 wide receiver sets
we
here
are.
a couple times.
And what they're doing is they got the defense back there that can't cover the pass. They're 27th in the league, so what you're doing, you're spreading them out and making them cover bigger areas.
Kansas City, 2 backs in the formation behind Bono. 6 defensive backs for the Patriots on 3rd and 7 at the Pat 14. Bono now looks for Allen, curls around, catches the football in traffic at the 11, then is immediately tackled. Vernon Lewis, the nickelback, and Corwin Brown, the free safety, right there to tackle Marcus Allen as he caught the ball.
I'm telling you, that was not a good decision. I mean, Marcus caught it, but there were 2 defensive men right there. He had no chance whatsoever to do anything after he made the catch. So oftentimes there, if that happens as a quarterback, look for somebody else. If nobody's open, just throw the thing away.
28-yard field goal try here by Len Elliott. He's kicked a field goal in every game this year for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's 10 of 12. Placement down by Louis Aguiar. It's an easy kick for Elliott, and Kansas City's on the board. 10:46 remains in the first quarter. 27-yarder officially by Len Elliott. 3-0. Kansas City leads New England. Back with the Chiefs kickoff after this on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
Some people just never have accidents or tickets.
Next drive, when Joe Valerio returns a kickoff to the 37, you know you got a shot.
Yes, and they start off great field position. It would have been better for a touchdown, but they did get some points. That's the important thing.
Len Elliott boots it away. David Meggett is back, but it's going to be kicked to Troy Brown, the other guy at the 5. Up the center of the field, 10-15, gets a block 20. Hurdles the defender. He's over the 30-35, up to the 40-yard line and tackled the 42. A long kickoff return by Troy Brown of 39 yards, and now the Patriots will have great field position. And let's take this opportunity to go to the sideline. Here's the voice of Bob Gratz.
Thank you, Mitch. You know, interesting matchup here today between Bledsoe and the Patriots, a team that loves to throw the ball, and the Chiefs secondary. I guess Arizona, the Chiefs secondary alone had 11 missed assignments. Last Monday night, 11 missed tackles in the secondary. The Chiefs secondary is going to have to play better today.
Quarterback Drew Bledsoe has his tight end John Burke in motion to the right. Bledsoe to throw over the middle. He's got Burke who drops the football. I mean, he was dead wide open at the 41 of the Chiefs and dropped the ball, and that will make Drew Bledsoe cringe.
I'll tell you, he was too wide open. Too wide open. I noticed that Derek Thomas has started. We didn't think he was going to be starting in the ball game, that he would be available. But what they have to do is get into the face of Bledsoe. He can't move. He's got a bad shoulder. He's not a runner. So if you were able to get into his face, you could really disrupt the timing on the passing game.
Darren Mickle is out. Von Booker's in his place at right defensive end. Neil Smith is out right now. Pella McDaniels playing his spot at left defensive end. Saliamu and Phillips are the down linemen. The linebacker's the same as the first 6 weeks. Draw a play to Dave Meggett. And he's up to the 45-yard line and a gain of just 3 yards. It will be 3rd and 7 for the Patriots at their own 45. Now, I want to ask you about the question everybody wants to know. Drew Bledsoe. Last year, 25 touchdowns. Len, this year, none.
Yes.
0 touchdowns.
And this has got to work on his mind. He's still a young quarterback, and you get confidence by enjoying successes. He has had no success. Look at the first pass of the game. The guy drops the ball, and he's wide open. So that's why you got to put some heat on Bledsoe.
Meggett lines up, third down back behind the left tackle in motion. Will Moore across the formation. Bledsoe to throw on a 5-step drop. Steps up, throws late on the delay right at the 50-yard line. Pass is caught by Moore, but he's tackled short of the first down right at midfield.
And now you mentioned tackling. Bob Gretz was talking about tackling last week. The important thing is to make that tackle when the man makes the reception. Collins was right there and made the tackle, stopped him short of the first down.
Fourth down and about a yard to go for the first down. Is New England going to punt or go for it here?
Well, if you're 1-4, you might consider going for it.
I think they are. Bill Parcells is trying to wake up his team. What was the word he used? Flabbergasted or something this week? He's trying to wake up his team, and what he did is just woke up 78,000 fans.
Timeout, New England.
New England has to call timeout because they were nearing a delay of game penalty. Let's go to the timeout. New England 4th and 1 at midfield. 3-0 Chiefs. 9:16 in the first. Now this on the Chiefs Fox Football. Good time to be doing the chop. Atlanta's in the World Series. They do the chop. Florida State does the chop. They win by 70 every week. And the Chiefs have the best record in the NFL, or tied for it. So,
oh, look at here. They get the punting team. Tried to trick them. They're trying to get the punting team on the field and the other team off there before Kansas City can make the substitution, hoping they'll be out there with 12 men on the field.
Kansas City has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out there right now. There's 11. Jamison out. Now is he going to stay out there or not?
Oh, man, they are so confused. That's pitiful.
Brian Washington's the only guy back. New England burns up a timeout to set this whole thing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out there for the Chiefs. The punt is away by Pat O'Neill. Tamarick Vanover was back and now lets the ball bounce. It bounces inside the 10. It'll be down at the 8-yard line. It was a fire drill, folks.
Yes, a Chinese fire drill.
5.39 seconds hang time, 41-yard punt. So a little trickery shown by Bill Parcells to call the timeout. He had looked like the offense was going to go for it on fourth down, and at the last second he ran them off and the punt team on.
That's because Kansas City had their defensive team in their short yardage, not the punt return team. But the rest of the guys on the sidelines should have been ready, alerted to go in there when they made the switch.
Kansas City will now start this drive at its own 8-yard line. The first drive, Bono went down the field, led to a Lynn Elliott field goal. Cash tied in, 3-point stance right side. Offset eye. Marcus Allen, the tailback. Bono to throw. Quick slant left. Pass is incomplete. He was looking on the far side for Danon Hughes. Kansas City wanted pass interference. No flags were thrown. Ty Law, the rookie out of Michigan, the number 1 draft pick for New England, defended.
They must work on Ty Law a lot. Make him prove that he can play out there. That was a very question when you hear the fans out there are making noise because they thought maybe that he bumped the receiver before the ball got to him. But the passing game, I said in the first drive, it was there. You have to continue to use it, even though they haven't been that successful.
Now it's 2nd and 10 for the Chiefs from their own 8. 3-0 Kansas City. We played 6 minutes in the first quarter. Bono, handoff left side. Allen looking for room. Moves to his left. Turns back to his right. Gets nailed at the 11-yard line. A gain of 3. Vincent Brown there with a good solid hit on the venerable Marcus Allen of the Chiefs.
And there it is, a 3rd and long situation, which Kansas City doesn't want to come up every time and have that situation where the Patriots know what they have to do. What you would like, because there's so many changes on defense for the Patriots, they got to make them think out there. But when it's 3rd and long, there's no thinking. They're putting in additional defensive backs. They're going to rush the passer, so they know exactly what Bono has to do, and that's put the ball in the air.
This time the Chiefs' backs are split. Tight end right is Walker, one of the heroes of the Monday night win over San Diego. Split in left, flanker right. So pro receiver set. Bono straight back into the pocket. Looks to the near side, throws a spiral that's incomplete. His receiver fell down, Willie Davis. So the closest man in the stadium to the ball was Ricky Reynolds. And Kansas City fortunate Reynolds didn't pick it off.
Well, even if Willie Davis didn't fall down, he was going to the inside. Bono was throwing the ball to the outside. So that's a lack of communications out there, and they had better go to the sidelines and get all of that straightened out, because you're making a mistake down here inside your own 30-yard line. You could be in deep trouble.
Now the National Football League's best punter is on to punt, Louis Aguiar. He leads the league, folks, by a wide margin. He's averaging 47 yards a boot. And if he keeps kicking like this, he'll be in Honolulu in February. The kick is away, a poor kick this time. Wobbly kick taken by Dave Meggett at the 45-40. Angles to the left side of the field and is forced out of bounds, but all the way up to the Kansas City 38-yard line. Hang time, a paltry 3.27 seconds. 40-yard punt, but returned about 10 yards by Meggett. Timeout on the field. Chiefs 3, Patriots nothing. First quarter, you're listening to Chiefs football. Mitch Holthus back at Arrowhead Stadium along with Len Dawson, Bill Grigsby, and Bob Gretz here at Marty's Mansion, Carl's Castle, Lamar's Lair. 8:10 left to go, first quarter. Chiefs 3, Patriots nothing, but New England has tremendous field position. Drew Bledsoe has his team first and 10 at the Chief 39. Pro receiver set, split in left, flanker right. Bledsoe fakes a handoff, wants to throw on a deep drop. Near side, he's got a man wide open at the 30, peeling upfield, and knocked out of bounds by James Hasty at the 20. John Burke makes his 9th catch of the season, and it's a gain of 19 yards and a first down for New England.
Tell you what is happening out there on that particular play, pass protection-wise. They are sealing the middle. Here's a quarterback that can't scramble. He's got a dislocated left shoulder. It's still bothering him in his delivery, so you must put some heat up the middle. That time they had none.
Handoff to Dave Meggett, up the middle for the New England Patriots down to the 15-yard line. Corey Kroom, third-year veteran, and he picked up 5 yards. Now, I'm going to ask you this, protection in the middle, because New England is starting a rookie center, Jeff Dellenbach, who they picked up in the offseason from Miami, is injured and not playing. They've got a rookie who's never played before. He was inactive up to this point.
And this is the area on the field where the quarterback should be concerned, because that center's thinking about his block. Sometimes he forgets the most important thing is get the ball to the quarterback.
Bledsoe puts John Burke in motion. Lead play to the left side to Kroom, and he gets nailed for a loss. Back at the 16-yard line. Good penetration. Vaughn Booker there to make the tackle for the KCG.
Well, he is playing well, isn't he? Last week he had some outstanding plays on Monday night. Another one there for a loss. Inside the 20-yard line, 21 times these Patriots have been there. 3 touchdowns. They rank dead last, 30th in the National Football League from here on into the end zone.
Even the Carolina Panthers have 8 touchdowns. Third down, let's call it a short 5 for the Patriots. Football at the 16 of the Chiefs. Crowd roaring on its feet. 6 DBs for the Chiefs. Draw play, Dave Meggett. He's inside the 10, breaking tackles, runs into the official, and then 2 Chiefs try to bring him down, but don't. Dave Meggett has a touchdown on a draw play. Broke about 3 tackles and then ran into an official and still scored. Hasty and Washington couldn't keep him out of the end zone. The 4th touchdown of the year for New England.
They had the draw play, and they guessed right because the blitz was coming from the outside with Kansas City, and there wasn't anybody in the middle area to come up and make the hit. The only guy that he hit before he got to the end zone was the official downfield. So there's just their 4th touchdown of the year.
Matt Barr, 17 years in the league. They kick the point after Scott Zolak holds, and New England has the lead on Kansas City. 6:39 left to go, first quarter. The Patriots 7, the Chiefs 3. Now this on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
By now you've probably tried. Now available. Proceeds benefit the TV4 Love Fund for Children. To order your copy, call 816-924-9300, extension 8232.
This is New England's 6th game of the year, and they just scored only their 4th touchdown of the year on a 39-yard 4-play drive.
And to go back to field position and how important it is to make somebody travel 70 or 80 yards, really something.
Back deep to Marek Vanover. Pat O'Neill with the kick. Another squib kick. Leroy Thompson, former Patriot, 15, 10, 20, 25-yard line. It's across the 20 up to the 30-yard line. Leroy Thompson. See, the Patriots are saying they want no part of Marek Vanover.
I can understand why. That's right. But once again, pretty good field position for Kansas City. They started the first drive on their own 37, then the 8-yard line, and now almost the 30-yard line. But they got to get things rocking and rolling here. I said earlier, don't give the Patriots any reason to believe they can win this football game.
Derek Walker lines up as a tight end to the right side. Both wide receivers are wide to the left side. Offset eye, Marcus Allen gets the call on a lead play to the left side of the formation behind Zott and Alt, and he picks up 3 yards, maybe 4, up to his own 33-yard line.
So the other first down plays that they've had they threw the football. So what I'm sure that they probably said, well, let's try to run on first down and see what we can do in that regard and kind of march that ball down the field and keep the Patriots offense on the sideline. But the passing is still there. They can still get open.
This time there's a split in left, flanker right, tight end right side, so a pro offset eye set. Lead play, Marcus Allen, sweep to the near side. He's across the 35. Marcus falls forward to the 37-yard line. Chris Slade makes the tackle. Marcus Allen always falls forward.
He goes forward. Yeah, he is one of the great runners that you don't see him going sideways very often. And he can just has that knack, the instinct of seeing where the hole is, and he makes the move at the right time. In that play, it looked like there was nothing there, and he actually picked up a couple of yards. 6 carries for Marcus Allen, 42 yards.
This time the Chiefs have 3rd down and 4 from their own 36. They trail 7-3. Bono 2 for 6, 17 yards. Split in left, flanker right. There's a false start on Will Shields. Or Jeff Criswell, maybe.
Yes, Jeff Criswell.
Criswell, of course, has missed the last couple of games due to injury. He and Ricky Sigler kind of trade off at that right tackle spot when both are healthy.
Did you notice the whistles blowing? Yes. Boomer Esiason,
yes.
They did not blow the whistle, and the officials have heard about that. But there was not one but 2 whistles that I heard out there, which they have been alerted to that. If an offensive lineman moves, you better blow that whistle to alert everybody so we don't get somebody hurt like Boomer did.
I think Jerry Siemens, the director of officiating in the league, made a few phone calls this week?
I think he did.
Well, you remember the Monday night game. Sally Amula pounced on Humphreys in a similar type situation. 3rd and 11 now after the penalty by the Chiefs. In a slot right is Anders. And now he comes in motion to the left side. Marcus Allen alone setback. Bono to throw. Sets up, throwing to the left side. A man open. Dawson reaches up and grabs it with a great 2-handed pitch at the 50-yard line again at 19 yards. First down, Kansas City. And the Chiefs move the chains.
And I said the passing game is going to be there, even though there was a great deal of pressure on Bono. He just did get the ball off before he got whacked back there. But it was a little turn-in move down there. Nothing fancy. Just go down, turn into the open area, and get the receiver the football.
And the Chiefs, Len, picked on Ty Law, the rookie.
Well, you have to. You got to give him all kind of business over there. Make him nervous.
Greg Hill is now in at the single back. He'll get on a stretch play right, turns back up behind the right guard, Will Shields, and gets into Patriot territory to the 48-yard line and gains 2. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Kansas City Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
Kansas City's home for classic rock and roll of the 70s and your voice of the Chiefs. 101 KCFX, the Fox.
Vincent Brown made the tackle on Greg Hill. Mitch Holthus along with Len Dawson, Bill Grigsby, Bob Dretz. Arrowhead Stadium, 3:53 left to go in the first quarter. Patriots 7, Chiefs 3. Chiefs moving, 2nd and 8 at the Pat 48. Walker, tight end, lines up the left side. Also cashed in there, comes in motion near side. Little trap play up the middle, too. Greg Hill is across to the 44-yard line, again of 4 yards. Tim Roberts tackled him there.
2 tight ends in the ball game. Greg Hill in the ball game, and they run. What they have to do to change up is they got to throw the ball to him every once in a while, because if you get into a pattern like that, the defense is just going to be looking for a run all the time. You want the defense to be playing defensively. You don't want them playing offensively. You want to play defensively. Make them guess.
Greg Hill has 3 catches this season. Marcus Allen, not a wide to the near side, is the tight end, Derek Walker. Now comes in motion toward the tackle. Now Bono throws late on the delay route, and nobody's in the neighborhood. He threw it over the middle. Leroy Thompson was probably the intended receiver, and he came to the right flat. Terry Ray nearly intercepted the football for New England.
Well, they had an inside stunt, or a stunt coming on right up the middle at Bono. That's what he saw. There was only 4 men rushing. Not really blitzing. They just had 4 guys coming. But I've said before, if you come up the middle, get in the face of the quarterback, he has nowhere to go. And that's what happened on that play. Actually, they could have blocked him, but he got rid of the ball too soon.
So did he get tricked into that throw?
Got tricked.
Louis Aguiar had a poor punt his last time. This is a high punt. Megan says get out of the way, but his blocker nearly touches the ball. But eludes touching the football, and the Chiefs down it at the 14-yard line. Hang time, 3.81 seconds. 31-yard punt by Louis Aguiar, the NFL's best punter, but so far 2 4 punts today. And the Patriots have the football, 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Timeout, let's stay here with 2:51 left to go in the first quarter. New England 7, Kansas City 3.
All right, here you are. You got them backed up now closer to their end zone. The last time they had the ball, they had it on the Chiefs' 39-yard line. So you got to start finding a way to put pressure up the middle on Bledsoe.
Hasty, Washington, Collins, Carter in the secondary. Handoff up the middle, nothing doing.
Man.
This
Sally Amua.
Curtis Martin got blasted by Sally Amua as soon as he got the football.
Here's the guy. It's amazing how quick he is. That he just jumped right around that offensive guard and jumped in the backfield and made the grab on the ball carrier, almost about the time that the ball carrier was handed the football, showing the quickness of Sally Moa.
It's like he found the fountain of youth somewhere in training camp. I think it's Gunther Cunningham's defense. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12 for the Patriots from their own 12. 6 defensive backs for the Chiefs. Hasty chasing Will Moore across the formation to throw. Bledsoe looking to the near side, throws it. The pass is broken up, nearly intercepted by Anthony Davis. Jumped in front of Dave Meggett. He wanted interference. But an excellent defensive play by Anthony Davis. Almost could have been better.
And there is the pressure on Bledsoe. The pressure on Bledsoe coming up, and he had to get rid of the ball. Who put the pressure? Number 97, that's Samoan, Dan Salimoa. Well, he's playing great. He is playing great this year.
Bledsoe 2 for 4 for 24 yards. Bledsoe's offensive line, Bruce Armstrong, 3 Pro Bowls at left tackle. Bob Cratch, the left guard. Dave Willibaugh, rookie at center. Todd Rucci, or rather William Roberts is the other guard. Max Lane, the right tackle. 3rd down and 12 for the Patriots from their own 12. Bledsoe, 5-step drop. Flicks it over to the near side on a deep post drop. Pass overthrown, incomplete. Not a good throw by Bledsoe. Vincent Grigsby was the intended receiver. Covered by James Hasty.
Pressure did it. Salimoa, Derek Thomas. And he just threw that ball out there way before the receiver made his cut. You know, because if you don't get that pressure on him, he can wait a second longer. That receiver's going to find him, make his final move, and you get the ball out there to him. But there was the pressure that I was talking about. The last 2 plays, then Salimoa providing most of it.
To punt, Pat O'Neill, 2 yards deep in his own end zone. Tamarek Vanover stands near midfield awaiting the kick. High punt, angles to the near side of the field, taken by Tamarek Vanover. Reaches up, grabs it, 50-45, gets 2 blocks at the 40, and is down to the New England 35-yard line. Good blocking for Tamarek Vanover.
See how he caught that ball? In his hands, showing a great deal of confidence that he had it, and he got as much as he possibly could going straight up the field. Great field position now for Kansas City's offense.
42-yard punt by O'Neill, 19 yards in the return by Vanover. Hang time was 3.82 seconds. Let's go back to Drew Bledsoe. Funny-looking throw by Bledsoe. He injured his left shoulder, but he's a right-handed quarterback.
It's like a baseball pitcher. You if he's right-handed, strap his left arm down and expect him to put anything on it. You can't do it. You got to use both arms when you're throwing the football.
Bledsoe is playing hurt. 2 backs in the formation. Sweep left. Greg Hill has a blocker in front of him, 30-yard line, and blasts down to the 24-yard line. Gain of 11 yards on a sweep play to the left side. Nice block by Kimball Anders out in front of him. Corwin Brown makes the pat tackle.
Also, Will Shields, becoming one of the premier guards in the National Football League, pulling around there and getting a good block down the field.
2 excellent blocks on the sweep play for the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs pick up 11 yards on 1st down. Chiefs trail here 7-3, 1:20 left to go first quarter, but Kansas City threatening again. Dawson and Slaughter, the 2 receivers, flanked left and right respectively. Another sweep, right side. Greg Hill has another great block, and he slips inside the 15, moves up the right sideline before he's tripped and falls forward down at the Patriot 11-yard line. 13 yards on that play.
Same play. First went to the left, then went to the right. Great blocking once again. The guards pulling around there and getting a block, and they were able to seal the inside, letting Greg Hill jump to the outside using his speed, picking up another 1st down.
Lake Dawson, a great downfield block, as a wide receiver also helped him out this time.
Greg Hill, 4 carries, 31 yards. That's good.
1st and 10 for the Chiefs at the 11-yard line, making it look easy on this drive. Handoff Hill, trying the left side, and he pushes forward inside the 10, driving down to the 8-yard line. Gain of 3 yards, 11, then 14, now 3, and Greg Hill getting some rhythm. But man, he's got some great blocking in front of him today.
I'll tell you, David Zott took his guy, pushed him 5 yards down the field. That's not easy to do. Just hit into him and kept those legs driving and put him all the way down the field.
John Ault also pancaked Troy Barnett.
I said before, getting a running tack isn't really mysterious. You just block people and you're going to be able to run.
Greg Hill, Kimball Anders in the backfield. Handoff this time goes to Anders up the middle. Flag was thrown on the play. Anders is stacked up at the 6 and gained just a yard.
See who it's on. It's going to be offsides on somebody.
On Patriots. And the New England Patriots get called for offsides. And if Bill Parcells was flabbergasted last week, that play will flabbergast him now.
Well, that's the first penalty, but look where it occurred. On 1st down inside the 10-yard line.
Bill Parcells is not a happy man.
Well, I can understand that. He thought that they were going to improve and get better this year after making the playoffs last year. They're going the opposite direction. They won the first game against Cleveland, but they lost the next 4, some of them embarrassingly. Last week against the Broncos, that was an embarrassing defeat.
Marcus Allen trots onto the field. and may bring in a play here from the sidelines.
He's got 99 touchdowns rushing. What does he need to get 100? My math tells me one more.
But he'll do it in the second quarter, maybe. Well, let's go to the second quarter of play. Chiefs trail 7-3.
6.5 The City. Turn it on tonight to enjoy the relaxing sound of smooth jazz. 106.5 FM, The City.
Kansas City threatening here. First play of the second quarter has the Chiefs second down and 3 yards to go for a first down at the 4-yard line. 2 receivers left, one to the right. Marcus Allen behind the left tackle. Allen gets the call, a little trap play up the middle. And Marcus fighting his way down to about the 1-yard line and near a first down as the Chiefs can pick up a first down before they get to the end zone. Chris Slade made the tackle for New England.
99 touchdowns via the run.
Yes.
He needs one more. Maybe they're trying to just get that out of the way and go on about business. But they need a touchdown down here. They need a touchdown.
That's been hanging over his head since the New York game. They've used him as a decoy the last month, really, in this situation. Marcus.
3rd and 1, 6 attempts, 4 first downs.
Double tight ends and a wing right. Actually, 3 tight ends. It's Valero in there now. Play fake by Bono, rolling to the right side. He's going to tuck it. He's going to run it. He's going to score as he sprints inside the far right pylon. Will Shields with a great lead block. Steve Bono, that running quarterback for touchdowns. His second rush for a TD this year.
Good decision. He had Derek Walker in the corner of the end zone, but he was well covered, so he just legged it in there. Nobody was going to touch him. Also, Ricky Sigler was out there to provide a block, making sure no one got to his quarterback. So they accomplished what they needed to do on that drive, and that's get a touchdown.
So Len Elliott will try the point after and put the Chiefs up by 3. Aguiar holds via the long snapper. Placement's down. Kick end over end and right through the uprights. And Kansas City regains the lead. 14-17 left to go in the first half. A Steve Bono touchdown run as the Chiefs on top 10-7. This is the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
Chiefs fans, shh! Big news from Whirlpool. You need a new quiet dishwasher, refrigerator, washer, or dryer? Well, you're...
A Good Hands Award to Tomic Vanover for his great game against San Diego last week. Remember, folks, you're in good hands with Allstate.
All right, William, there's nothing like running the football. The Chiefs go short field. 35 yards, 5 runs. Len Dawson, all runs, 5 plays, 5 runs. Bono, 2-yard touchdown run. Chiefs lead 10-7.
Field position, so important. You know, the only score that the Patriots had, they had great field position.
That's everything in this game right now. Deep kick taken by Troy on the far side. Angle to the left sideline, 20-25. He had a long one before. He's across the 30 up to the 36-yard line. It isn't Dave Meggett doing it. It's Troy Brown, a little-known returner out of Marshall University. Tony Richardson made the kickoff team tackle, but Mike Stock, who doesn't have any hair, would be pulling it out if he had some right now.
Well, I'm talking about field position for New England. The first time they had the ball, 42-yard line. Then on Kansas City's 38. Then the 14-yard line, and they had to punt it away, giving Kansas City great field position. Now they're starting this drive on the 36, which is great field position for Patriots.
10-7 Kansas City. Drew Bledsoe, the Patriot quarterback, has Curtis Martin as a lone setback. Brings John Burke in motion. Bledsoe throws near side to Burke, who fumbles, now catches, and is popped out of bounds by Mark Collins at the 40-yard line, a gain of 4 yards. We're not seeing Ben Coates yet for the New England Patriots. They have yet to throw to him, and you remember Ben Coates last year had 96 receptions in an all-pro season.
Well, Ben Coates is nursing an ankle problem. I mean, when they had him as a probable player because of the ankle injury, but also they're throwing on the fringes a lot. They're not throwing in the middle all that much.
But they're going horizontal, not vertical. Split in left, flanker right. Lead play left side for New England. Curtis Martin's in the open field and pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line, lunging forward near a Patriot first down at the 46-yard line.
Quickness on that play. Von Booker looked like he might have a little angle, but the back was just too quick for him, was able to get to the outside and get around the corner.
Short of a first down, third down at about a yard. Chiefs personnel switch here. Derek Thomas, Neil Smith, William White, Martin Bayless all come in. Waiting for them to arrive. Anthony Davis, Brian Washington, James Hasty, along with Sally Amua. Keith Traylor in there right now on the defensive line. Third down, a long yard. In motion, Will Moore left. Bledsoe takes the snap, drops back 5 yards. Fires, has Ben Coates, the tight end at the 50-45, down to the Chief 38-yard line. There's Ben Coates.
Yes, sir. You want to know where he is?
There
and where did they throw? Over the middle. That is where the tight end roams on those crossing patterns in that zone defense. And they had their nickel package out there, Kansas City defensively did, so they were anticipating the pass on that play.
18-yard pass play from Drew Bledsoe to Ben Coates. Last year, Coates set a National Football League record for catches for a tight end.
He's a big target, too, for Bledsoe coming across the middle.
Split in right, flanker left. Coates at a Livingstone College, a tiny little school in Salisbury, North Carolina. Play action fake, Bledsoe to throw near side, and his receiver reaching back makes a great catch. It was Troy Brown. The pass was behind Brown, but he reached back in front of the Chief defender to make an outstanding catch at the Chief 25-yard line.
Flag is down. They may be calling Dale Carter. Yes, Dale Carter for holding, and he still came up with the reception. There is when you don't get in the face of the quarterback. He's down there, a little old turn-in or curl pattern from the outside flanker.
Holding by the defense, number 34. The penalty is declined. The play results in a first down.
And Drew Bledsoe, who has been fighting his confidence, looks like he's starting to pick some up.
And you notice the motion. You ask about his left shoulder. He's using the left shoulder and throwing the football this afternoon.
Terrific catch by Troy Brown, who was falling down, reached back to his left after moving right. Handoff up the middle goes to Curtis Martin, the rookie out of Pitt, who played for Chiefs offensive coordinator Paul Hackett when Hackett was the head coach there. Keith Traylor nails Curtis Martin on a short gain of 1 to the Chief 25.
See, there's their running game. They were 28th coming in here. That's why they're not going to run very much. They'll just show it to you every once in a while, and probably more draw plays that looks like a pass play because they're not able to run with that offensive line. They don't move any people up there. Bledsoe, they're going to have to throw.
11:41 left to go, first half, 10-7 Chiefs. Now the Patriots threatening. Bledsoe straight back into the pocket, flat pass. Throws to Martin on the near side, being chased by Traylor. He missed him. Or rather, Simeon had a chance to nail him, but he steps out of bounds at the 21-yard line. A gain of just 3 yards. The Chiefs fortunate that Martin stepped out of bounds where he might have had a first down.
Go back to what Bob Gretz said when he was down there tackling. They missed a lot of tackles this week. That's Simeon's play. He's got to make that tackle. You know, he's got the sideline to help him as well, so because he didn't make the tackle, he got some additional good yardage.
Big play here, 3rd down and 5 for the Patriots at the Chief 20. 10-7 Kansas City, 11:13 left to go in the first half. Dave Megan lines up behind the left tackle as the only back in the formation. Will Moore, 3 wide receivers set to throw. Bledsoe looking left, firing to the far sideline. Nobody's there but a cameraman at the 14-yard line, and a breakdown in communication as a flag was thrown as well on the play.
Might be on Kansas City. Yes, it is.
Offsides on the Chiefs.
Went back to penalties, where you have them, how they hurt. How about a 3rd down call like that? I was watching Ben Coates on that play. There's nobody slowing him down coming off the line of scrimmage. I think it'd be a good idea really to put somebody on his head to make sure he gets a slow start off the ball.
By the defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Neil Smith called for the offside penalty, and New England picks up a first down via penalty, plus the ball moves to the 15 of the Chiefs.
Tell you about penalties and first downs. Last week, Kansas City had 11 penalties against San Diego. 5 of those gave first downs to the Chargers, and there's another first down because of a penalty.
Bledsoe, one back in his formation. Curtis Martin just to the right of Bledsoe. Now they shift Ben Coates in motion to the near side. On the left side of the formation, they find Coates inside the 10. The big tight end drags Tracy Simeon all the way down to the 3-yard line.
Ben Coates went in motion from the left side to the right side, went down the field, and cut to the outside, and there was nobody there. You got to get somebody on Ben Coates. And it's not going to be a linebacker, because a linebacker is not going to be able to cover him. See, Ben Coates is a big guy, and what he does, his patterns, the way he runs it, is to run into one of those small defensive backs, bounce him off of him, and then make his cut.
First down, goal to go for the New England Patriots at the Chief 3-yard line. 10-7 Kansas City. 10:45 left to go first half. Wide split in the backfield. By the backs. Handoff. It goes to Martin. He's down to the 2-yard line, but Kellen McDaniels stuck his face mask into the rib cage of Curtis Martin, holding him short of the end zone.
Keith Traylor also involved in the tackle down there. There's the run play that they've tried. They can't run. They don't run. They had one running play, and that was on a draw when Kansas City was blitzing, and they went 16 yards for a touchdown. Look for them to throw down here. And the guy that he likes, who?
Ben Coates.
Yeah, so that's a guy that you make sure that you account for him. Put somebody on him. Don't give him a free release off the ball.
Keep this in mind. Drew Bledsoe does not have a touchdown pass this year. The touchdown in this game was a running play. Handoff up the middle to Dave Megan on a late draw. He gets nailed right at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. He'll go down at the 3-yard line. Great penetration for the Chiefs. As that time, Sally Amua clogging it up along with Tracy Simeon. That was the same play they ran for a touchdown.
See, that was like a pass. It was a delay play, a draw play, taking back, wanting them to think it's a pass and get them out of there, but Kansas City played it well. Bledsoe 7 of 10, 75 yards. Coates 2 catches for 30 yards.
Third down goal to go for the Patriots. Football at the 4-yard line. Will Moore in motion toward Bledsoe. Back to throw, looking left all the way. Here comes the rush. McDaniels sacks him. Callum McDaniels sacks Drew Bledsoe at the 11-yard line. And the third-year Beaver out of Oregon State comes up with a huge play.
Bledsoe was telegraphing that all the way, looking to his left side, and the 2 guys he had over there was Meggett and also Coates. He wanted to throw it to one of those 2 guys, had no idea that Pelham McDaniels was beating his man around the outside, coming down, bearing down for the sack. So there is the pressure that you're looking for. He's lucky that he's able to get up because he could have been hurt on that play.
Matt Barr will try a field goal. The field goal is up and good, and the Patriots tie the game with a 29-yard Matt Barr field goal. Yes, it's the same Matt Barr who kicked for the Steelers, 49ers, and for Marty Schottenheimer in Cleveland. Game tied 10-10, 9:01 left to go in the first half. Now this on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network. Kickoff coverage. Let's go down to Bob Gretz.
Well, you know, Mitch, in the last couple games, Greg Hill has pretty much disappeared for the Chiefs offense, and a lot of questions have been going around, not only outside the organization, but within about Hill. This week, the Chiefs coaching staff very unhappy with the way Greg practiced. For the first time this year, he started pouting about his situation after just 3 carries Monday night. So they got their eye on him today.
The last scoring drive, he was very effective. 3 consecutive nice runs. Bono fakes the sweep, rolling to the right side, unloads on the run, and finds Willie Davis, who juggled the football and caught the football out of bounds. The linesman will rule that Willie Davis did not handle the football in bounds and have 2 feet in, so it's an incompleted forward pass.
He generally throws that bootleg to the tight end, but the tight end was covered there, so he had 2 other people downfield. He chose the right guy, but when you got to throw the ball, you got to keep it in bounds so the guy who catches it is going to be all right.
Now, Len, Steve Bono's tried to throw 4 times on first down.
Yeah, he's 0 for 4, but it's not that they haven't been open. Just hasn't gotten them the ball.
4 wide receivers, but one of those guys is Keith Cash. He lines up to the right side. Now comes in motion toward the center. Bono looking for him. He's covered up. Still looking. Throws near side. Finds Hill as a safety valve at the 32-yard line in the left flat. Then Ty Law nailed him, but a gain of 3 yards on second down and 10.
Greg Hill has got to learn when your quarterback is scrambling and down there, don't stand in one place. Move. Get away from things. Get away from people so that maybe you can find an opening spot down there. He just stood right there. Bono finally got him the ball, but he had no opportunity to run with it.
Find the void, right?
That's right. Down. Move. Don't stand still. Get out of there.
3rd down and 5 for the Chiefs. Football at their own 34. It's a 10-10 tie. 8:07 left to go first half. Kimball Anders, the lone setback, squarely behind Steve Bono. Bono, here comes the blitz, a corner blitz. At his back, now a screen pass right side. Anders in the open field, 35-40. Kimball Anders angling to the far sideline. Bumped out of bounds at the 42. First down, Kansas City Chiefs.
That was a blitz coming with the cornerback, and fortunately for Kansas City, they guessed right. They were rolling to the right with a screen pass over there, so you eliminate that guy that's rushing after the quarterback. And Kimball Anders, the 3rd down guy, 10 catches and 7.9 yard average, ranks 4th in the AFC on a 3rd down type of an individual. He does a heck of a job.
Kimball had 67 catches last year, most by a Chiefs running back. He's going to smash that record this year if he stays on his pace. First down for the Chiefs near midfield at their own 42. Coming to the near side is Kimball Anders on a sweep, and he's got nowhere to go. Gets to the 43-yard line. But out there, Vincent Brown and Ty Law for the New England Patriot defense.
So Kimball Anders coming out of the game. Hill is in there. Kind of a delay play run there, trying to get the outside. The only problem with that, it takes a while for it to develop, and you have to sustain your blocks a little longer than you would like to.
7:08 left to go first half. It's 10-10, Patriots and Chiefs. Steve Bono, under center, Tim Grunhard barks out the calls. Retreats into the pocket, flat pass right side, overthrown for Anders, and then he got nailed in the midsection by defensive back Ricky Reynolds covering up. coming up to cover the play. It's 3rd down and 9 for the Chiefs at their own 43.
Yeah, Bono had to get rid of the ball. He kept Keith Cash in the block, and he anticipated the defensive man going to the outside, but he went to the inside, which means you have a straight shot at that quarterback. Bono is 5 of 12, 49 yards.
I mentioned the Patriots were playing.
The Patriots are 27th in pass defense, and plus that, they got a couple of new guys out there, including a rookie.
6:57 left to go in the half. 10-10 tie. The Chiefs with a big 3rd down here. 3rd and 9 from their own 43. Dawson in motion to the near sideline. The throw, Bono looking to the right side. Sliding catch made at the 40 by Willie Davis. Now he gets up. He was never touched. He's down to the 30, 25, down to the 23-yard line. Alert catch, and then a run by Willie Davis. 34 yards. Sliding catch, and no Patriot touched him. So he alertly got on his feet and sprinted forward for another 13 yards. Terry Ray and Larry Wiggum eventually made the tackle for New England.
And that time, Keith Cash stayed in to help, and he blocked the defensive lineman coming to the outside that play, giving Bono enough time to get the ball downfield. Really heads-up play on Willie Davis's part to get up and move on down the field.
34-yard catch and run by Willie Davis. 1st and 10 for the Chiefs at the 23-yard line of New England. Leroy Thompson now in there for the Chiefs. He's lined up as a wide receiver to the right side. Bono back to the pocket, throwing for the end zone. Webster Slaughter. It's knocked away by Ty Law. Excellent defensive play by the rookie out of Michigan. 9 yards deep in the end zone.
Well, they must have figured coming into this game they can work on the secondary and get some big plays. Awfully close to a touchdown on that particular play. Just a little late in getting it there, where the defensive back just did get his hands on the ball, or a hand on the ball. But it's going to be there. You must be patient and keep working on those things, because you can get some big plays on this secondary of the Patriots.
The Chiefs have driven every drive in this half, with the exception of when they had it deep in their own territory. Steve Bono calls timeout. The play clock was nearing a delay of game penalty. 6:03 left to go in the first half. It's the Chiefs and Patriots tied at 10. You're listening to Chiefs football.
At Arrowhead, you're not a real Chiefs fan unless you're dressed like one.
That's why the Phillips family charges to the Jones store,
where we find the best officially licensed NFL activewear by Starter.
Gear up for the season in Starter apparel.
America's favorite sport.
At Kansas City's favorite store, the Jones Store Company.
Mitch Holthus back along with Len Dawson, Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The Chiefs 5-1 atop the AFC West, along with the hated Oakland Raiders, are in a battle here with the pesky and a team that's been overrated to this point, the New England Patriots. They're 1-4, and only the Jets are lower than they in the AFC Eastern Division. 10-10 tie. 6:03 left to go in the second quarter. Willie Davis comes from the far right side of the formation to the left. Handoff Marcus Allen. Gets a nice block. Powers inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Kansas City Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
101 KCFX, Harrisonville, Kansas City. Your radio home of the Chiefs and rock and roll of the 70s.
Gain of 5 by Marcus Allen, tackled by Willie McGinnis.
Big play on 3rd down here. They need to get a touchdown in here. Widen that gap.
3rd and 5 at the Patriot 18. 10-10 tie. Bono takes the snap. Back into the pocket quickly. Sets up. Fires for the end zone. Davis is there. Touchdown in Kansas City. Willie Davis, his 4th touchdown catch of the season. Burning Ricky Reynolds. 18-yard touchdown for the Kansas City Chiefs.
They caught him in a blitz, meaning man-to-man coverage, and I said the passing game is there. Even though it isn't working, it is there. Keep working on it. That time they guessed right with just a little quick post move by Willie Davis down there. It was man-to-man coverage, no help on the inside for that cornerback, and Bono that time threw an excellent pass. So that's what they needed. There can be some big plays against this secondary. You just have to be patient.
And Willie Davis, who had the 2 touchdowns against Seattle and 3 early in the year, has been shut out lately, but finally finds the bucket of gold in the end zone. Len Elliott's kick is up and good, and the Chiefs are back up by a touchdown. 5:22 left to go in the first half. The Chiefs lead the Patriots 17-10, and now it's time for the highlight of your week, the NFL Update with the Prince of Parkville, Bill Grigsby.
Where is he?
Where's Waldo?
Where is the donut shop in Manhattan?
408 South 6th.
The NFL Update brought to you by Price Chopper. I was with the Price Chopper people last night as they welcome back the old alumni folks. And I'll tell you, that Price Chopper group, they are so great. Best people, best food, best price. best everything, and they have all the food on the trading table of the Kansas City Chiefs. Hope you're shopping there today. All right, here's your update. Chicago is losing to Jacksonville. Jacksonville leading 7-3, and Jacksonville trying to win their third game in a row as an expansion team. Green Bay 13, Detroit nothing in the first period. Minnesota trails Tampa Bay in a battle for first place in that division. Tampa Bay 7-3 lead. The Philadelphia Eagles 14, the Giants 3. They're playing in the Giant territory, and the Giants are losing. San Francisco 7, Indianapolis 3 in the first, and Buffalo 10, Seattle 7 in the first period. Other games this afternoon, tonight, and tomorrow night. Oakland plays Denver. So lots of action today, and we'll be bringing you Price Chopper updates throughout this contest. Well, fellas, that's the way that we want to see the action. The great pass from Bono to Willie Davis. A great leaping catch.
A sparkling drive, 71 yards in 9 plays. Bono to Davis for 18 yards, 17-10 Chiefs. 5:22 left to go in the first half.
Field position. You know, the kickoff team has got to do a little better job of covering down there. You can't let them get back to the 35-yard line and thereabouts where Bledsoe doesn't have that far to go. So coverage is going to be important, but I go back to the passing game for Kansas City. It is there. You got to work on those people, particularly the rookies out there. You got to go after them, make them prove that they can play up here. They're 27th in the league, as I said, coming in here. That's a weakness. And so Kansas City has not been giving up sacks here of late. They've been doing a great job. Bono now 7-15, 101 yards, and that touchdown pass.
The Chiefs have kicked away from David Meggett on these kickoffs in the first half, but it hasn't been a bargain because Troy Brown has burned them for a couple long returns. Len Elliott swings the right leg through the football. Brown will take it again. Heads up the left sideline. He's got a blocker. Now he gets blasted at the 22, but then peels away from him and still heads up the left sideline, stepping out at the 26-yard line. Danon Hughes had a chance to crack him, and I mean blasted him, but somehow Brown stayed on his feet and moved upfield for 5 yards.
Well, first things first, don't hit him hard. Just make sure you tackle him.
Let's go to Bob Gretz on the sideline.
Mitch and Len down here during that offensive possession. A lot of work by the coaching staff, including the head coach with George Jameson, Martin Bayless, and Mark Collins, Brian Washington on coverage on Ben Coates.
And he was silent early, but boy, did he wake up on that last drive. It is in motion near side. Back to throw Bledsoe. Pounds the football. Now fires over the middle. Finds David Meggett. A gain of 12 yards. Up to his own 38-yard line. Brian Washington on the tackle. But now Bledsoe, you can see, is starting to get his confidence.
Now what they did, the head coach in motion from the left side to the right. When he went down the field, he had 2 people on him. Simeon, the inside linebacker from the inside, the defensive back from the outside. But when you double up that man, that means there's single coverage on the back on the other side. So all the quarterback has to do is look and see where the defensive people go.
Coach lines up on the left. There's another tight end as the wing, Burke. He goes in motion left. Hand off to Corey Kroom, and he's trying to fight for yards and picks up a rare gain for New England on a rush. He's up to the 41-yard line and a gain of 4 yards. Keith Frailer, Tracy Simeon.
I think besides the 16-yard touchdown run on a draw play, that's the longest run they've had from scrimmage, and that is 4 yards. They're not very good running with the football, as we said before. They're 28th in the league, only 2 teams worse than them.
Traylor at right tackle, Phillips at left tackle, Booker at right defensive end, Pella McDaniels at left defensive end. The Chiefs are mixing and matching that defensive personnel today with the injuries to Neil Smith and to Derek Thomas and to Darren Mickle. The throw near side. Deep corner out there looking for more. The receiver flicked away at the last moment. Great defense by James Hasty.
Indeed it was, because he had no idea the ball was in the air. Will Moore was the guy that he was covering, running in motion from the left side to the right side. Plus that, he's looking back into the sun, Mitch. So what he did was look at the receiver. When the receiver looked up, then he looked up. When that happened, he just flicked the ball away. Good coverage by James Hasty.
2 of 5 is New England on third down conversions. 3:55 left to go in the first half. Kansas City 17, New England 10. Wide to the near side is Kevin Lee. Flank to the left is Will Moore. He's lined up there with Vincent Grigsby. He's been shut out today thus far. The throw. Bledsoe. Here comes the rush from the outside. He's sacked. Loose football. Joe Phillips has it. Joe Phillips has it at the 28-yard line. Sally Moore flicked it loose. Kansas City's got their first turnover of the day.
I said Sally Amui is playing great. Is he not? He's doing everything out there. Recovering fumbles, sacking, making tackles, creating fumbles like he did just then. I said before, you get in that quarterback's face, He has no place to go. Bledsoe is not fast to begin with, plus the fact he's got a bum left shoulder, so you got to get in his face. Field position, great field position for Kansas City. Now they must take advantage of this.
The old Chiefs Bruise brothers up the middle, teamed up on that one. Saliamua pried it loose, and Phillips recovers. Now Allen going to the right side of the sweep, turns back left, finds nothing but Patriots in his face mask. And he goes down, but still falls forward for a gain of 2 to the 27. Chris Slade makes the New England tackle.
He was thinking about going to the outside, but being the running back that he is, the cornerback, Ty Law, was out there making sure he couldn't come wide to the left side, so he just wisely said, hey, let me get up in this seam and at least pick up a yard or so.
Second down, 7 for the Chiefs. Football at the Patriot 26. 3:21 left to go in the first half. 17-10 Chiefs. The Chiefs are chopping here, looking for more. Tight end left side. 2 receivers to the right side. 2 backs in the formation. Play action fake by Bono. Sets up, looks over the middle. Throwing for the end zone. Vanover's got it. Touchdown, Kansas City Chiefs. Tamarick Vanover this time gets a touchdown via reception. And again, he scorches Ricky Reynolds.
And Ricky Reynolds is looking around saying, hey, what's going on here? Whose man was that? And they're saying, it was your man. And that's what I said. You can beat these guys throwing the football. You have to be patient. The line is doing an outstanding job of pass protecting for Steve Bono, and they are down there. There are openings down there. They took advantage of the fumble recovery, not only getting points, but they got a touchdown.
How about the catch by Vanover, folks? He not only can return, you're going to see this guy line up a lot more at wide receiver.
Well, he's so great after he makes the catch. Didn't have to that time.
Kick is up, and the kick is good, and now the Chiefs pounding away at New England. 24 first half points for the Chiefs. 3:08 left to go in the half. Kansas City 24, New England 10. 40 points off turnovers this season for the Chiefs.
What they're doing is they're nailing that coffin. They are saying, you are not going to win today. We're not going to let you do anything. Get your confidence up that you're going to win. You're not going to be able to run with the ball. The key is Bledsoe. You're going to have to force him to throw the football, and they have been putting some pressure on him the last 2 times that he's been out there with the football. New England's given up 10 sacks in the last 3 games. It's an average of a sack every 16 attempts. Today, 2 sacks in 13 attempts, so they're putting the heat on.
Leonard,
What?
Marty Schottenheimer just went over and asked Stock if he could if he talked to the special teams. He had a visit with the special teams. Marty did this time.
He had to ask his assistant
Well,
coach.
I think Marty's a pretty good guy.
Oh, I see. Oh, you're being a gentleman. I see.
I think that's what he asked him. He might have said, let's have coffee tomorrow or something. I don't know.
Well, Bob Gretz is also down there near that conversation.
Yeah, Mitch, I'm just going to point out it's that touchdown courtesy of Marcus Allen, because Chris Slade was coming in on the blitz, and Marcus Allen not only hit him once, he hit him twice, he hit him 3 times to keep him out of Bono's face.
Kick away by Lynn Elliott. Brown and Meggett are back. This time the kick lands 5 yards deep in the end zone, and Meggett watches it bounce out of bounds. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. What about the Chiefs' protection today? Not just the backs, but the front 5.
Well, they're doing an outstanding job protecting Bono, and the thing is, I'm sure they went into this game and looked at the secondary of the Patriots and say, hey, we can get some big plays here, but we must protect the quarterback, give him time, give the receivers an opportunity to work on these defensive backs, because they're not that good. I go back to, like when they play the Raiders and they got Albert Lewis and McDaniels, 2 of the best in the National Football League. It's a different story. But when you're playing the Patriots and they're not that good, you got to tell your offensive line, hey, give that quarterback time, and he's going to come up with some big plays.
Chiefs 24, Patriots 10. Drew Bledsoe, 80 yards from the end zone. Retreats into the pocket, throws to the near flat, finds Meggett. Cradles the football, makes the catch, trying to struggle for yards. But Martin Bayless hangs on to his left knee and ankle and takes him down to the near flat for a gain of just 4 yards.
You notice Bledsoe that time, he's kind of wanting to get rid of that ball in a hurry, because the last couple of times he's been out there, the pressure has been on him, and he's just feeling it. And he knows now that the Chiefs' defensive line is really not worrying about the running game. So that means he's going to have to go back and throw that ball every time, and those defensive linemen are going to be breathing down his neck.
Plus Neil Smith and Derek Thomas are out there now. They've been rested a bunch today to throw. Bledsoe throws in the delay route over the middle, and the pass is hauled in by Will Moore, and he's got a first down for New England up the 34-yard line. Mark Collins made the tackle, an old nemesis, the crossing route for the Chiefs.
There it is, and that takes time, which means you need protection, and that time there wasn't any penetration by the defense out there, and Bledsoe had plenty of time to get rid of the ball.
The 2-minute warning is announced here at the end, near the end of the first half, with the score at Kansas City 24, New England 10. Let's take this time out on the Kansas City Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network. Good first half here. They lead New England 24-10. 14 unanswered Chiefs points over the last 7 minutes.
You know, the Bledsoe's a key. They got to stop him. And he's 10 of 14, 100 yards, but he's 8 of 9 for his last 9 throws, so he can throw the football.
Neil Smith, left hand on the ground, ready to go, and Dan Saliamua jumps across. Unless he was drawn across.
No. Dan, he was sneaking over there, you know. Now, how can you miss a 310-pounder or whatever he is?
Well, he tripped the security alarm, though, in the New England offensive line. Third penalty on Kansas City. You know, this New England offensive line, Bob Cratch is at right guard today, William Roberts at left guard. They were with the Giants in 1990 when Parcells won the Super Bowl. Meggett, Matt Barr. He's trying to get kind of a New York Giants alumni reunion.
Well, it's people that he feels, the type of people. Like coaches always want the type of people they feel comfortable with, the type of people they know that are going to give 100% every time they go out there.
I've noticed that in this league. When a guy moves to another job.
Oh, Marty did too.
Sure.
Webster Slaughter played for him at Cleveland.
Great point. 1st and 5 for New England after the penalty on Saliamua. Football at their own 39. The throw, Bledsoe. Looks over the middle of the field. He's hit as he throws. Meggett can't hang on to the football. It ricochets off his left hand. Drew Bledsoe got smoked as he threw the football.
And there it is, the pressure on him. He was looking down there for Coates, and Coates goes down the field. And his pass pattern is to run into Martin Bayless and to swat him out of the way and then continue his drive.
Keith Traylor nailed Bledsoe. They go without a huddle on 2nd and 5. Bledsoe in trouble. He's tripped. Flag is thrown. Bledsoe still on his feet. Throws late to throw the football away.
Did you see where the flag landed? In the face mask of an offensive lineman, and it stuck. And he picked it and threw it away.
A flag was thrown here, though. It's holding on the New England Patriots. Keith Traylor, his second straight pressure for the Chiefs.
Bob Cratch was the guard. The official threw it, didn't hit the ground, hit him right in the face mask, and stuck there between the bars.
Did he blow his nose with it?
He got it and tried to hide it.
He was the guy holding, I think. The veteran. He's been in the league 7 years. Chiefs may decline it here. Well, it'd be 3rd and 5. They may end up still taking the penalty. 1:49 left to go in the first half. It's 24-10 Chiefs. Chiefs have 2 timeouts remaining. Marty's thinking about getting more here in this quarter. The Patriots also have 2 timeouts remaining.
The pass was incomplete.
Yes, we knew that. And
Marty's finally saying take the penalty. And then he threw his clipboard down.
The pass was incomplete. There was no grasping control.
Marty was wanting a sack, I believe. He wanted a sack before Bledsoe got rid of the football. Let's go to Bob Gretz. They were wanting grasping control down there. Gretz on Bob on the Bledsoe being rushed by Traylor.
Yeah, Mitch, you exactly called it, and I don't understand the call because he was definitely in control. His upper body got the pass away. That's what Marty wanted. If it had been a sack, he would have declined the penalty.
Dave Meggett the lone setback. Instead, it's 2nd and 15. That's why Marty's slamming his clipboard. Now a screen pass left to Meggett. He's got nowhere to go. Saliamua chasing. Neil Smith finished him off. Saliamua looked like he read the playbook of the Patriots and said, you're going to throw a screen? I'll be right out there where the guy catches the football.
He did read it because they let him in. They say, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to think, well, geez, they're generally blocking me. All of a sudden, they're letting me go in. Something's up here. And Saliamua, with his quickness, read it. He missed him the first time, but when he came around the second time, he made the tackle.
Patriots are going backwards. Timeout.
Kansas City, yeah.
By the Chiefs, they're trying to get the football back in good field position and get more points here.
Why not? They've got a punt return guy that can break it at any time, so you want to at least give him an opportunity to return it.
Quick score is Chicago and Jacksonville tied 10-10 in the second quarter. Now, why does Chicago get to play back-to-back weeks against the expansion teams? Except Jacksonville's not a bargain anymore.
Jacksonville's won 2 in a row. They're not allowed to win 3 in a row, I don't think. The NFL won't permit that.
Now Tagliabue will step in. 20-0, Green Bay leads Detroit in the second quarter. San Francisco 7, Indianapolis 6 in the second quarter.
Indianapolis is for real. Harbaugh, the key was the quarterback with that team, and Harbaugh has played very well of late.
Buffalo 10, Seattle 7 at halftime. Philadelphia 14, New York Giants 3. Third down for the New England Patriots. 23 yards to go for a first down. Football for the Pats at their own 21. 1:34 left to go in the first half. It is 24-10 Kansas City. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Single back, Meggett behind the left tackle. Bledsoe takes the snap, retreats into the pocket. Here comes the rush again. Bledsoe gets nailed at the 16-yard line. Derek Thomas gets his first sack of the day, but a third for the Kansas City defense.
Where's the timeout? Where is the timeout?
Saving it for offense now. Now they'll
call timeout. Yeah, call timeout. Pressure everywhere. Saliamua, Phillips coming up the middle. Bledsoe, you could just see him back there. He had absolutely no place to go, and he just pulled the ball in, making sure he didn't cough up the football.
Drew Bledsoe had a lot of fun last year. He was the youngest quarterback to ever play in a Pro Bowl last year. Tremendous year, set NFL records in a couple different categories. This year, he's not having any fun.
Well, they didn't improve their team. They went out and got some big defensive linemen, but not necessarily good big defensive linemen. And they lost some receivers from their squad last year that he was accustomed to throwing to. Ben Coates has been doubled most of the time, and he's been hurt as well. So, no running game. So, all of the pressure is on this young guy. 1:29 remaining. It's at 1:27, so they're going to give him 2 more seconds on that clock. But when you look at Vanover, where he's standing right now on about the 3-yard line, that he should, if he fields it anywhere near that, they're going to have great field position, even if he doesn't run anything back.
Other than Coates and Bledsoe, and Dave Meggett, this Patriot team's kind of a no-name offensive group. You'd have a hard time winning on Jeopardy if the question was, name the Patriot receivers. To punt will be Pat O'Neill at his own 1-yard line. A low snap. He takes it, gets the kick away just in time, and booms it. Backing up. Vanover takes it over his shoulder back at the 24-yard line. Heads up the right side outside the numbers. Nail at the 31-yard line. He tried to keep his balance, his hand on the ground, then he got hit. 57-yard punt. Hang time, 4.35. Alcides Cantano made the tackle.
If ever the Patriots needed a punt like that, that was it, because he raced back there about 20 yards and made an over-the-shoulder catch, and great coverage by the Patriots. So, Kansas City, I do not believe, has any timeouts remaining. None. And they're going to have 1:17. Reminds me of last Monday night.
Sure does.
Pretty close, wasn't it? But there's no urgency here for Kansas City. They're going to run some plays here. Bono is 8 of 16, 127 yards and a couple of touchdowns.
And it's been his custom. He has warmed up of late. Split backs, tight in the left side. Split in right, flanker left. Bono retreats into the pocket, wants to throw it. Now pumping. Now he's going to be sacked back at the 25-yard line. Mike Jones. It's the second Patriot sack of the first half.
That was a deep pattern, and he actually had time. Looked like he was going to throw the ball, but he pulled it back in because he had Willie Davis going deep. Also Keith Cash going deep.
Chiefs quickly up under center with Bono there on second down now and 15. Goes over the middle. This is Cash. And he peels away across the 35 up to the 37. Gains 10 yards. Coy and Brown on the tackle. Chiefs going without a huddle. 50 seconds left to go in the half. 24-10 Kansas City. Split backs, and Bono will try to move him downfield and stay away from a turnover.
That's the key. Do not turn it over.
40 seconds left to go in the half. Bono, 7-step drop into the pocket. Looks right, turns left, now fires right, and finds Marcus Allen trying to put on a juke move, but is nailed by Vincent Brown. It is a first down, but the clock continues to roll with 27 seconds left to go in the half.
They still have a couple of shots at it.
Particularly with this New England secondary. Now Bono spikes the football, and the Chiefs will have a chance now to set a play. 19 seconds left to go in the half. 24-10 Kansas City. The Chiefs are still a long ways away. They're at their own 43.
So there are a couple of additional wide receivers, Lake Dawson, Hughes going into the ball game. They're taking the tight ends out, getting more speed because they got to go down the field. They have no timeouts left. They got to get down the field.
Patriots playing 6 defensive backs. Vernon Lewis, Corwin Brown, Ty Law, we've talked about him. Ricky Reynolds, he's got some powder burns on him. The Chiefs have nailed him a couple times. Larry Wiggum, Terry Ray, the 6 DBs. Second down and 10. Bono takes the snap. Retreats into the pocket. Here comes the rush from the outside. Bono throws late looking for Dawson. He can't catch the football. The pass too wide for Dawson. Turning back to his right, reaching back to his left. Vernon Lewis was covering.
Just as well. Stop the clock because he had only gained a few yards down the field. He's looking for the home run, the thing that'll get him way down there. Maybe get out of bounds with 13 seconds to go. So I don't think if they catch it in bounds that the offense can get down there in time to spike the ball. So you got a shot to take it deep, throw it up in the air, and see what happens.
You're still going to need to pick up about 25 yards to even get into field goal range here.
So you got 3 on the left here and 1 on the right, so he may go to the right side.
Bono, short drop, looks to the right side, finds Webster Slaughter, quick slant, first down up to the 43-yard line. First down, but the clock moving. Chiefs no timeouts remaining. 5 seconds left to go in the half. Bono trying to get his team up over the football to spike the football, and does so. He's going to get one more play, maybe. It shows zeros on the clock. Flag was thrown by the line. I think
they'll throw it against the Patriots. Did not get over on their side, so it could be a 5-yard penalty. If that's the case, even 0 on the clock, they're still going to get one more play.
Webster Slaughter now has 500 career receptions, and he's kind of moved to the head of the class of this receiving group at least the last couple of weeks.
Yes. They like him on the quick slant-in patterns. They had 3 receivers to the left. He was over there on the right side, going right to him with a quick slant-in.
They're visiting now the entire officiating crew, including that head linesman and other guys from St. Joe, Missouri.
In red, number 66, false started, was not set. By rule, 10 seconds to run off the clock, so the half is over.
See you later. It was on Kansas City.
That would have been Ricky Sigler. Halftime's here. Good first half for the Chiefs. Kansas City 24, New England 10. We'll begin our halftime, including a tribute after this timeout on the Kansas City Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
Meanwhile, Trump, a not-so-quiet evolution of Steve Bono into one of the top quarterbacks around.
Certainly waited his turn while Joe Montana took his turn in Kansas City, then retired. Bono now has thrown 14 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in replacing the legend Joe Montana. That West Coast offense in good hands with Steve Bono.
Yeah, 24-10 at the break.
On Bledsoe, he's got to throw. He's got to throw. He's down by 14. And the last couple of times he's been out there, the Chiefs have indeed put some heat on him.
Elliott hits the boot away. Short kick. It's going to be taken by Meggett. At the 5, he's up to the 10, 15. Angles to the right side at the 20. Gets up to the 21-yard line and goes down there. Greg Minuski.
Good coverage. You see that they had him surrounded. He was dancing and jitterbugging, but there's absolutely no seams out there because those guys got down there quickly, then came under control. That's the key. Come under control.
Tracy Rogers also helped out. Dave Meggett, a great returner in his career. He's the all-time New York Giant returner. He has 6 return touchdowns in his career. That's one of the best in the National Football League history. Drew Bledsoe has been beat on here. Heads up the line of scrimmage again, a little weary. Looks out over the Chiefs' defense. As John Burke, a tight end in motion left. They want to run the play left side to Curtis Martin. He sheds the tackle of Von Booker, then heads upfield and gains a yard maybe. Pelham McDaniel's having a heck of a game. Was there for the Chiefs.
Von Booker did make the tackle, but you notice that he made him scoot backwards about 6 yards, and by the time he finally got around Von Booker to turn upfield, there were the rest of the people to make the stop.
Second down, let's call it 8. 2-yard pickup by Curtis Martin, a rookie, who has been the leading rusher for the Patriots to this point in the season. 24-10, Kansas City. 14-15 left to go, third quarter. Will Moore in motion toward Bledsoe. Retreats into the pocket, pounds the ball twice, finds Moore in a crossing pattern, then he is tomahawked to the ground by Dale Carter, but it's a gain enough for a first down. They needed 8 and picked up about 9.
He's looking around for the flag because Dale Carter came strong upside the head. You can't do that. Used to be able to, but not anymore. But there's that old crossing pattern that people have been running on the Kansas City Chiefs all season long. Very difficult to stop unless you get some help from the linebackers.
First and 10 for the Patriots. Football at their own 32-yard line. 24-10 Chiefs. Bledsoe hands it off. Little counter play to the left side, goes to Martin, and the rookie running back runs hard, gets a nice block from John Burke, and he stretches forward to his own 38-yard line.
One of the better runs by the Patriots from the line of scrimmage, and I say that because that was running sideways. You have to maintain your blocks a long time. They can't do that, maintain their blocks when you're running quick starters right straight ahead. So it's a good run for them, picking up 5 or 6 yards.
Tracy Simeon made the tackle, but all-pro left tackle Bruce Armstrong hung up on a trap block. Dan Saliamua now jumping across as Von Booker trying to get back in time. It's a free play. They throw a fade route to Grigsby. Grigsby makes the catch and then tiptoes out of bounds, but they're going to wave the play off.
Did they blow the whistle? That's the key. If they blew the whistle, then that play is dead. Although, if the defensive guy jumps offside, that's a free down sometimes. Unless they blew the whistle.
Offsides by the defense, number 94, was unabated to the quarterback. That's before the snap.
Okay, so they blew the whistle.
Ed Hockley explaining 4th penalty on the Chiefs. They've had 3 of those, I think, today, jumping offside.
5-yard penalty results in a first down.
So there's another first down. They had 11 penalties against the Chargers on Monday night. 5 of those gave the Chargers a first down. Keep the drive alive.
Booker, Traylor, Phillips, McDaniels, the front four for the Chiefs. First down and 10 for the Patriots at the 43-yard line. They're on. They fake the draw. Deep drop this time by Bledsoe. Throws left. Pass deflected by Keith Traylor. It flew in the air. And Sam Gash almost had a chance to catch the football, but a little too far for him to catch up with it. 2nd and 10.
Good tip by the defensive line, because what they're doing now, they're doubling up on Coates. They're getting a defensive back and a linebacker. That time it was Derek Thomas. That means that back is going to be open if they can find him and get the ball to him, because when you're doubling up with the tight end, particularly with the linebacker there, and you get somebody in the flat, he should be open.
Isn't it easy to take a tight end away from an offense, though?
Well, first of all, you should jam him at the line of scrimmage. Don't let him off cleanly.
5 DBs for Kansas City. 2nd and 10. Bledsoe back in the pocket again, throws left and finds his man, Vincent Brisby, tiptoeing on the sideline in Chiefs territory at the 47 in front of Dale Carter. It's another Patriot first down.
They're doing is flooding an area, putting 3 guys over on that side and taking a look at that linebacker to see where he goes. That determines where Bledsoe is going to throw the football. Once again, he's got great touch. I remember when he was a rookie, come in, and I marveled at his composure back there.
Last year, he had almost 5,000 passing yards in an unbelievable season. 1st and 10. Martin runs hard on a direct handoff behind the right guard. He's to the 45-yard line and gains 2. Time remaining in the third quarter. 12:25. The score, Kansas City 24, New England 10, but New England moving the ball.
6 times on first down they have run the ball for a total of 13 yards. So after a while you're saying you're down 14 points, but we can't get it done. We got to throw the ball.
But how can you win when you can't run the ball? And last year they won 10 games. Ben Coates is down and injured. The all-pro tight end. Last year they won 10 games. They threw the ball one time against Minnesota 70 times.
And did not get sacked once. Did not get sacked once against the Minnesota team that really puts pressure on the quarterback.
But can you make a living that way?
No. You're looking for the balanced attack, because even though you throw 70 times, the defense knows you're going to throw. What you want them, you don't want them to know what you're doing. You want them to be guessing out there. And if you don't have a running attack like the Patriots, then there's no guesswork for the defense. They know he's got to go back and throw that football.
Well, other than Drew Bledsoe being injured, the one guy New England does not want down is the guy that's down now. That's Ben Coates, who has 19 career touchdowns and set a National Football League record last year for tight end catches.
Bledsoe is yet, it's amazing, is yet to throw a touchdown pass. Here in the wide open offenses of today, and the 5 receivers getting out there in a hurry, that he has yet to throw a touchdown pass.
That's really remarkable. 12:23 left to go, third quarter. The Kansas City Chiefs lead the New England Patriots 24-10. Chicago now leads Jacksonville 17-10. Buffalo 17-7 over Seattle. Green Bay 20, Detroit 7 in the third. San Francisco clinging to a 7-6 lead over Indianapolis in the third quarter. That's at the RCA Dome in Indianapolis. Here at Arrowhead, Marty's Mansion, it's 24-10 Chiefs. 2nd down and 8 for the Patriots. Football at the Chief 45-yard line. Back again in the pocket is Bledsoe throwing a pass down the near sideline. The pass is overthrown and incomplete as it deflected off the left hand of Curtis Martin. And there's a running back trying to get out in the flat again on a deep route.
And there is the matchup you're looking for as a quarterback, because George Jamison, a linebacker, trying to keep up with a very speedy running back. He was open. He was open for a big game, but Bledsoe simply didn't get him the football.
New England has been miserable on third down conversions today.
Yeah, they're just 2 of 7.
New England will put 2 backs in the backfield, Miggett and Gash, even though it is third down. They normally like to play a 3 wide receiver set. Tight end right is John Burke for the injured Coates. Bledsoe, 7-step drop, pounds the football, throws over the middle. He's got a wide open man, and who is tackled by Anthony Davis, but not until he gets up to the Chief 26-yard line. Will Moore hauls it in for New England over the middle.
That pass pattern looked familiar with him in motion and then going across the field. And what you're doing if you're playing a zone defense out there, the quarterback is just looking for that open gap. There's going to be a couple of them, and he was able to get the ball. And I said he's got great touch. He missed the pass before that one, but that one was right on the money. 17 yards.
That area of the field seems to be the Achilles heel of Kansas City's pass defense.
Yeah.
Early in the season, Martin and Gash Now Gash, the fullback, goes in motion to the left flat. Bledsoe takes the snap, looks over the middle, looks down the left side. The pass is incomplete. Looking for the tight end, John Burke. It was overthrown, although Washington and Collins in the neighborhood defending for the Chiefs.
Zone defense, and what he did is he had that fullback in motion to the left, hoping to spread out that defense and have that tight end. That's why I say you got to get a hold up on the tight end. Nobody's touching him off the line of scrimmage. He just runs straight down the field, and there's a seam down there in a zone defense, as I said before, that he can be open, but wasn't that last time. Bledsoe on first down, 6 of 7, 62 yards throwing.
Patriots go to 3 wide receivers. They have Meggett as a lone setback behind Bledsoe. Second down and 10 for the Patriots. They run a draw play. It's Meggett, 20-yard line, 15, gets a nice lead block, 10-yard line, 5-yard line, angles all the way down to the 2. Quick draw to Dave Meggett, and it's a gain of 26 yards. Collins and White eventually tackled it.
Maybe they know when Kansas City's going to blitz, because on the first touchdown, it was a blitz, and he went 16 yards for a touchdown on the same play. That time, Anthony Davis was coming flying up there, meaning nobody's in the middle. So if you get by the line of scrimmage, the linebackers are gone.
And that time, New England did a nice job of blocking at the point of the attack to spring Meggett out of there. 25-yard run by Dave Meggett. First down, goal to go. The Patriots won't go away. 10:55 left to go, third quarter. 24-10 Chiefs. High formation set. Curtis Martin is the tailback. They're going to give it to him. He dives over the Chiefs stack, but only can get to the 2-yard line. Gain of just 1 yard. Sam Gash was the fullback, leading the blocking, and it's a gain of 1.
And everybody was stacked up inside. You're looking almost 22 people there. I go back to that draw play. What happens when the receivers fly down the field, there's man-to-man coverage, so the defensive people have to go with them. And the linebackers are blitzing, so if you get the ball carrier by the line of scrimmage, there isn't anybody there until the defensive backs realize it's a run.
Tracy Rogers made the hit for Kansas City. He's turned into one of the best goal line players in the National Football League. Second down, goal to go at the 3-yard line for New England. Now a counter play up the middle. Martin, he runs into 2 Chiefs at the 2 and goes down there. Tracy Rogers again makes a goal line tackle for the Chiefs.
Last week, New England against Denver inside the 20-yard line. 4 times they came away with no points. Today, second time down there, they got a touchdown and also a field goal.
An injured Patriot. It may be the only other healthy tight end the Patriots have. It is John Burke. And let me tell you now that with Coates going down and Burke going down, the Patriots are out of tight ends. Let's take an injury timeout, brought to you by Ask a Nurse, a free community service from Shawnee Mission Medical. 4-10 Chiefs. Ben Coates, they put the staple gun to him. They put him back on the field. He lines up to the right side. Brandon Moore is a tackle over, tackle left on third down and goal from the 2. Bledsoe fires, a pass is incomplete. Broken up by Tracy Simeon and Tracy Rogers. Tracy Rogers again effective at the goal line. The Patriots will have to try a field goal.
He was going to Ben Coates. Ben Coates was draped by 2 guys. I mean, 2 people all over him, and still he was going to go to him. The same guy they just took off the field because of an injury. That's kind of focusing on one guy, and that's not good, because there's 2 guys on Ben Coates. Surely one of those receivers has just 1 person on him.
Now Matt Barr, who had an earlier field goal, will try a chip shot, 20-yard field goal. And Matt Barr, who had Pat O'Neill, the punter, and the other guy on this team in his kicking camp. He's 15 years older than that guy. They're both the kickers for the Patriots. Matt Barr with the field goal, 24-13. Chiefs lead the Patriots. 10 minutes left in the third. You're listening to Chiefs football. For New England, a 14-play, 77-yard drive, and Len Dawson, rare second-half points for New England.
In the last 4 games before this one, they scored a total of 3 points in the second half. They were shut out on 3 of those 4 games.
That is mind-boggling. Tamarik Vanover will take Pat O'Neill's kick a yard deep in the end zone, right up the center of the field. He's got a head of steam. He's at the 20-25, trying to move to the outside, breaking tackles. He's all the way up to the 36-yard line. Tamarik Vanover like a runaway freight train. 47-yard return. 37-yard return up to the 35-yard line. 9:48 left to go, third quarter. Chiefs 24, Patriots 13. Rare points for the Patriots, but important to keep them to just 3.
That's absolutely right. They are so bad inside the 20-yard line. I mean, can you imagine that? This is 5 games now. In the second half, they scored a total of 6 points. You can understand why they lost 4 in a row.
Translation, you can't run the ball. 1st and 10 at the 35. Bono trying to throw the football on a quick slant to Dawson. It's knocked down by Bobby Abrams, the linebacker. before it got into the waiting arms of Lake Dawson. Incompleted forward pass.
Oh, that's too bad because Lake Dawson was going to break open if that linebacker doesn't get involved. Been interesting to see Lake because he is so strong also and breaks tackles. But there's what I'm talking about, how the linebackers can help on those little quick slant-in patterns and the crossing patterns, because it's the defensive back is always trailing that receiver.
Yeah, the fans only see the D-back, but there's other lines of defense before that. Willie Davis in the slot right, moves to the left side of the field. Handoff. Up the middle, Marcus Allen spins off a defender, trying to get outside, but can't. Can get just to the 36-yard line and gains a yard. Chris Slade eventually made the tackle. Marcus had his back turned as he tried to spin away, and Slade hit him in the back with his helmet. Gain of 1, 3rd and 9 Chiefs.
First downs are so important because it dictates what you can or can't do on second downs. Bono is 0 for 6 on first down. 7 times they run the ball for 35 yards, averaging 5 yards, but so much of the time on first down, when they thrown the ball and was incomplete, they come right back and run Marcus Allen, and he doesn't gain anything either.
Alt, Zott, Grunhard, Shields, and Criswell, the front 5 for Kansas City in the offensive line. Long count by Bono on 3rd and 9. Sets up, has time, goes to the right, flat pass incomplete. He overthrew Kimball Anders. It was well covered. The dime back, Vernon Lewis, and Ricky Reynolds, the corner, over there covering for New England.
Number 89 was my man.
You saw him.
Keith
He was
Cashed. I told you the tight end, when he has that area to roam around in the middle, that time he's wide open. Now he should go back and tell his quarterback that, hey, on that particular play, in that coverage, I was open. So if you ever get into that situation again, you might think about it.
Louis Aguiar, the NFL's leading punter, has struggled today. Stands at his own 24-yard line, takes the number-high snap, and booms this one. He didn't struggle on this one. Meggett backs up to his own 4. Heads up the right side. In trouble. Turns back left around Minuski. Breaking 1-2. And then is finally ankle tackle on the 3rd try by Doug Terry, who makes the hit from behind on Dave Meggett. 59-yard punt. 16 yards on the return. Hang time 4.45 seconds. 8:46 left to go, 3rd quarter. The Chiefs lead 24-13 on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network. Kansas City defenders: Von Booker, Dan Saliamua, Joe Phillips, Pella McDaniels, Dale Carter, George Jamison, Tracy Simeon, Derek Thomas, James Hasty, Brian Washington, Mark Collins. It's 1st and 10 for New England. They trail 24-13 to the Chiefs. 8:45 left in the 3rd. Bledsoe back to throw. He tries to dump the football away as he's hit by Von Booker to avoid the sack. Dan Saliamua wanting an intentional grounding call against Bledsoe, but it doesn't look like he'll get it.
No, that was a good play on Bledsoe's part just to get rid of it, because he got really unloaded on by Von Booker. Kansas City's given up an average of 54 yards rushing over the last 2 games. Today, New England, 16 carries, 66 yards, but 2 of those carries by Meggett, 25 and 16 yards. So they pretty much shut down the run except for 2 draw plays.
6 defensive backs for the Chiefs. Bledsoe rifling over the middle. He finds his receiver, diving and making a catch at the 36-yard line. Outstanding catch by Vincent Brisby, but that time Bledsoe threw a fastball on a dot.
Was that a great throw or what?
That's the Bledsoe of 94.
He kept it low. He fired that thing down low so that the only guy that could catch that was the receiver, and he threaded it between 2 defensive backs. That was an excellent throw by Drew Bledsoe.
The play was well covered.
Yes.
It appeared. 16-yard pickup by the Patriots. First down, New England. They have the only second-half points on a Matt Barr field goal. 24-14, Buffalo leads Seattle. Chris Martin, the lone setback. He's going to get it on a stretch play to the near side. He's at the 35, lowers the shoulder, breaks through at the 40. Across the 45, up the near side, and he's down at the 48-yard line. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
101 KCFX, Harrisonville, Kansas City. Your radio home of the Chiefs and classic rock and roll of the 70s.
Pella McDaniels tackled him at a gain of 11. First down, New England.
Got to get better pursuit by the defense. That took a long time to develop. Nobody was there to make the tackle.
7:25 left in the 3rd, 24-13. This time Bledsoe fakes a handoff, goes at the left flat, reaching up, making the grab is Curtis Martin, and the rookie running back sprinting down the left sideline. Finally forced out by James Hasty at the 37-yard line. New England's moving again.
And where was the linebacker? That was a little play-action fake, and nobody went out with the back. He made a good catch. Made it look difficult to make the catch. Derek Thomas was way late getting out there, taking a peek in the backfield, looking at that fake and holding that linebacker, and getting the back in the flat.
Bill Parcells trying to get his team out of the huddle up on the line of scrimmage. 15-yard pickup there. Bledsoe split backs. Handoff goes to Curtis Martin. He's down inside the 35 and moves a stack of Chiefs to the 32-yard line. Derek Thomas made that tackle for Kansas City, but it's again a 5 for New England. Now they're able to run the ball.
They were able to run the ball because that play-action pass that last time fooled the linebacker. The back was wide open out there and running straight up the middle. The other run was the long one because they're running sideways. It takes time to develop. That's where the linebacker's got to come along inside there and make the tackle.
Second down, a long 5 for the Patriots at the Chief 32.5-yard line. Splitting left, flanker right. There's movement of the defensive line. Flags are thrown. Now the pass is thrown away by Bledsoe, and the play is going to be stopped. Pelham McDaniels looked like he might have jumped across, and if he did, it's the 5th Chief penalty.
Once again, not listening. Or they are listening, I should say, instead of just looking at the football.
Offsides by the defense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, repeat second down.
That's the quarterback's going to throw, and here it is. The defensive lineman is trying to get that edge, that jump, that quick start. And so instead of looking at the ball, he's listening and trying to get where that cadence is, so maybe time that. And if you're wrong, it's going to cost you 5 yards. And it did, and now it's a short and second situation, so they don't have to throw.
Second down, less than a yard for the Patriots. Football at the Chief 28. This is getting interesting again. 24-13 Chiefs lead. They led 24-10 at half. Bledsoe on second and short play fake. He wants to throw for the entire business. Now throws it the near flat, throws it away because his deep route was covered. He was looking for Meggett, I believe, on the far side.
Well, Meggett was one receiver, and also he had another receiver
Grigsby
that was down the middle. Had he made a break to the outside, it's just that the wrong pattern was called because there was plenty of time for Bledsoe to get rid of the ball, but he had his receiver going down in the middle section. If he'd gone to the outside, there was no defensive backs out there.
Grigsby did appear to be open. Bledsoe, 16 of 27, 159 yards. Third down, less than a yard to go for a first down for the Patriots at the 28 of the Chiefs. Quarterback sneak by Drew Bledsoe. And it looks like he's got the first down as he moves up to the Chief 27-yard line. 6-12 and counting left to go third quarter. Chiefs 24, Patriots 13.
Did you notice when he snuck it to his right, which is his right shoulder is a good one instead of his left shoulder. If he goes to the left side, he might get that left shoulder banged, and he didn't want to do that. But it's too easy. I mean, the Chiefs defense is going to have to tighten up, and the best way to tighten up is to get some heat up the middle on Drew Bledsoe. They take the chains out to see if it is indeed a first down for the Patriots.
The Chiefs have been flailing away at Bledsoe, particularly in the first half. They stretch the chains, and it is a first down for New England. But I'm starting to develop a little bit of respect for these New England offensive linemen. When you have to pass block 60 times in a football game, and you keep those guys out, that's tough to do.
Plus the fact defensive guys get tired too. So they're not rushing as strong as they would be in the first half.
And Neil Smith and Derek Thomas not exactly at 100% today. First down and 10 for the Patriots at the Chief 27. I formation set. Martin the tailback. Gash the fullback. Play action fake. Here comes the rush. Traylor chasing Bledsoe, who rolls away from the pressure. Comes to the near sideline and tiptoes out of bounds at the 25 and gained 2 yards. George Jamison, the linebacker, was coming up, but Keith Traylor was the fox chasing the rabbit. Bledsoe was able to get away from Traylor.
Well, it's a good thing that he was chasing Bledsoe because he was the only one. That was a play action fake once again, and Bledsoe did the wise thing, really, of just getting over there and getting out of bounds, picking up a yard, and making sure you don't get hurt.
Meggett in now for the Patriots, along with Kevin Lee at wide receiver. John Burke is the tight end. He lines up on the right side in a three-point stance. 3 wide receivers set. Single back Meggett. Second down and 9 at the 26 of the Chiefs. Draw play to Meggett. Trying to squeeze inside. He's across the 25-yard line up to the 22. Gains 4 yards. This time Neil Smith defended the draw.
That time they didn't blitz. A couple of other times on the draw play, Kansas City blitzed, and they were able to get the back through that line of scrimmage. But that time Martin Bayless was back there eyeballing him because he was kind of like a linebacker in that nickel defense. So there is a case where the Patriots did not guess right like they did before.
Third down 5 for the Patriots at the Chief 22. Big play here. 5 minutes left to go third quarter. 24-13 Chiefs. In the slot right is Will Moore. Moves in motion to the far side. Bledsoe, 5-step drop. Pounds the ball. Now throws the ball deep in the end zone. And the pass is caught. Touchdown New England. Reaching out and grabbing the football. Vincent Grigsby with a terrific touchdown catch. Just with his arms outstretched, I mean a half a foot ahead of Dale Carter.
Tell you, that was a great throw and an unbelievable catch, because Dale Carter covered him about as well as you can possibly cover a man in a situation like that. So now, it's up to the offense to get things turned around again. Now you're giving that Patriot team a lot of confidence that they can win this football game.
And the Patriots are going to go for two. The first touchdown pass of the season for Drew Bledsoe. A 22-yard touchdown pass to Vincent Grigsby. Offset eye here for the Patriots, going for two. Bledsoe hands it off to Martin. He's hit, trying to get outside, gets one block. Now moving to the right. He is forced out of bounds, and the Chiefs keep a 5-point lead. The Patriots go for two and don't make it. 4:50 left to go, third quarter. There's a break in the action. If you need a break, fly Southwest, the low-fare airline offering ticketless travel. It's the easiest way to fly. You'll get outside and can. He got corralled at the 12-yard line.
Total yards in the second half. New England 147, Kansas City 2. So you're talking about a game turning around. Here's a New England team that in the second half and the 4 previous games could score only 3 points. They were shut out in the second half 3 of the 4 games, and they lost all 4 of them.
Kansas City huddles near its own end zone. John Alt, the left tackle, out the left guard. Grunhart, the center. Will Shields, the right guard. Jeff Criswell is the right tackle. Split backs behind Bono. First and 10 at his own 14. Sweep play right side, Greg Hill. And he gets pounded at the 14-yard line, and a flag was thrown late.
Generally into holding Kansas City. They're digging a hole. They are digging a hole.
Tony Richardson's going to be called for the hold. 6th penalty on the Chiefs. Nice hit by Ricky Reynolds, the cornerback, who came up and nailed with a good form tackle on Greg Hill.
Somebody blew an assignment. You know, if you're running a wide play, you got to block that cornerback. Nobody touched him.
It's going to be a half the distance penalty, and all of a sudden now, New England.
Yes.
You know, you mentioned earlier that you didn't want to have this team the feeling they could win this game. Guess what? They're feeling they can win this game.
I would say they were, and they got them backed up. They've only had 2 yards. They had the ball once in the second half. Only gained 2 yards in 3 plays, had the 3 plays in punt. So they got their backs against the wall, but generally that's when Kansas City plays their best. Looks like it's the worst situation.
They sure have this season. 4:28 left to go, third quarter. 24-19 Chiefs. The 5-1 Chiefs against the 1-4 Patriots. Offset eye for Steve Bono. He's got it tied into the right side. Bono fakes the handoff, rolls to the right side, holds the ball, now throws late. Pass is incomplete. He was trying to move to the right sideline on an out route. Like the intended receiver was Derek Walker, the tight end. He was covered by Bobby Abrams, the linebacker for the Patriots.
Patriots defensively had it well covered. They had 3 guys on that side for Kansas City. They had Willie Davis was deep. They had Derek Walker in the middle, and then they had Richardson in the flat. They were all covered very well.
Terry Ray also helping cover for New England. Now
which means that nobody bought the fake. They didn't buy the fake. They saw a pass all the way.
Greg Hill's a single setback this time. The Chiefs have double tight ends and double flankers. Hill gets the call up the middle. Lowers his head and rams to the 9-yard line and gains just 2 yards. He got hit by Abrams and Bruce Walker.
Yes. What do I hear out there? It's a big play coming up for Kansas City. They got to get out of that hole down there, because if they've got to punt it away once again, Bledsoe and the Patriots are going to have great field position.
The Chiefs were cruising in this game. 24-10 at halftime. But the Patriots have 9 unanswered points. Bono has 3rd down and 15 from his own 9. Split backs. The throw from his own end zone. Sets up. Goes in the right flat. Finds Kimball Anders. He tries to pick up yardage. Moves up the right sideline to the 20. Gains 11 yards, but gives Kansas City room to punt the football away. Vernon Lewis, Corwin Brown, Ricky Reynolds. All 3 Patriots covering with pass defense for Bill Parcells' team.
You would want them to get downfield, but the problem was the defense of the secondary for Patriots are down there. At least they got 10 or 11 yards, so give a little room for Aguiar back there to kick that ball away. They killed themselves on the first play when they got caught for holding.
A concerned Marty Schottenheimer paces the sideline. Louis Aguiar, 43-yard average on 3 punts. Gets this kick away, and this is a deep punt. Dave Meggett, a dangerous returner, takes it at the 27. Turns left, turns right, jukes a man. Stutter steps and gets blasted. Greg Monusky, Martin Bayless, excellent coverage at the 34. 53-yard punt, about a 7-yard return. Hang time, 4.28 seconds. 3 other Chiefs cruise to a 24-10 lead at halftime, but now the Patriots have scored 9 unanswered points.
Two possessions for New England, 14 plays, field goal, 10 plays, touchdown.
Curtis Martin alone setback. A wing right is Burke. They dump it off near side to Martin. Goes high to make the catch. Spins away from a defender 40 up the 45-yard line. A gain of 11 yards. Anthony Davis missed a tackle. Curtis Martin moves up for an 11-yard gain. Seaman and Collins eventually had to make the tackle, but it's a first down for New England.
Well, you hit it right. Tackling. Instead of being under control and just making sure of the tackle, he went after him, left his feet. When that happened, he spun away from him, picked up the first down, whereas it would have been maybe, a 2-yard gain? It turns up to be about a 9.5-yard gain.
A couple things I want to ask you about. One, they're able to run the ball at opportune times, and two, they're finding their backs out of the backfield.
Yes, they are.
Bledsoe. Hand off to Martin. He got nailed. This time Anthony Davis made the tackle. He missed the last one. He didn't miss this one. It's a loss back at the 42-yard line.
And he wrapped him up. That's the key. He wrapped him up. I've mentioned the drives. Patriots, this is the third time they've had the football in the second half. 14 plays a field goal, 10 plays a touchdown. Kansas City's had it twice. 3 plays punt, 3 plays punt.
2:30 left to go, third quarter. Chiefs 24, Kansas City, or rather the Chiefs lead the Patriots 24-19. Split in left, Grigsby. Will Moore, Canadian Football League refugee, comes in motion to the left side. Bledsoe retreats into the pocket, wants to set up a screen pass. He's covered. The pass is now thrown, and the pass is incomplete. Trapped by Will Moore at the 45-yard line. New England has to punt the football.
And look who's chasing that Drew Bledsoe, number 97, the Samoan himself, Dan Saliamua. So here on the run, Bledsoe is not nifty. He's not nifty, like you would see a Young or a Elway or some of those guys, and he doesn't throw that well on the run. So that's the first time they stopped him. So after 14 plays, a field goal, 10 plays, a touchdown, 3 plays, and punt.
To punt here will be Pat O'Neill, his 4th punt of the afternoon. He's averaged 46.3 yards a punt. New England with kind of these funky-looking uniforms, looks like a European soccer team. Taking the football is O'Neill. Gets the kick away. Wobbly kick, end over end and short. Tamarick Vanover has it bounce at the 15. Picks it up on the hop at the 12. Near the right sideline. Has no room and is forced out on just a 48-yard punt, but it was low hang time, just 3.15. And the Chiefs will have the ball at the 18 their own.
Ugly 48-yard punt, but Vanover made the catch and got what he could. Saved him probably 5 or 6 yards by just coming up with the ball.
2:05 left in the third. Kansas City 24, New England 19.
Need to get something going. They've had the ball. Now this is their third time, but the other 2 times they've had the ball, 3 plays and punt. First down, important. Get some positive yards. They haven't been able to do that in the second half.
Blake Dawson's in a slot left as the Chiefs break the huddle. Tamarick Vanover had a nice touchdown reception in the first half. Is also wide to the left side. Now Dawson goes in motion to the right side. Play action fake by Bono. He's rolling left. Pumping, looking for Vanover, who holds in the football at the 34-yard line. Nice boot pass by Bono. That time he laid it right into the breadbasket of Tamarick Vanover in front of the rookie Ty Law.
And Vanover waited to make his final move, because here's what happens. The quarterback is rolling out to his left. It takes him time to get out there to get set, to get ready to throw. So if you make your cut too soon, the defensive guy is going to react and come up. Vanover waited until the quarterback was out there, had an opportunity to get set, and then he made his move to the outside.
Bono had some juice on the ball,
yes,
moving to his left. He's a right-handed quarterback. No backs behind Bono. Has Anders in motion. It'll set up a void backfield. Bono steps into the pocket, throws late, and throws this pass behind the intended receiver. Blake Dawson ran a hook route at the 45.
So after a very good throw the time before, that one was not a good throw, because he did have Blake Dawson open out there.
1:22 left to go, third quarter. 24-19 Chiefs over New England, but the Chiefs led 24-10 at half.
But I'll tell you, that other first down pass was the first one out of 7 on first down when they threw the ball that he completed. So it's now 1 out of 8.
Vanover wide to the left side. He's split in. Flanker right is Dawson, because the tight end that same way. Split backs on 2nd and 10. Bono wants to run a screen. Finds Greg Hill, or rather Kimball Anders on the screen pass. He's up to the 37-yard line. Gains just 3. Wide screen left to Anders. Well defended by Bobby Abrams of New England and Ty Law.
Had 2 people out there. Vanover was out there, missed his block. The lineman missed his block. They make those blocks. There's a big seam out there for Kimball, and it would have been a first down.
3rd down and 6 for the Chiefs. Football at their own 38-yard line. 50 seconds left to go in the third. 24-19 Chiefs. Kansas City 8 of 13 on 3rd down conversions. Leroy Thompson, a wide receiver right, comes in motion. Bono fakes a handoff, throwing down the right sideline, looking for Dawson. Tries to reach up and can't haul it in. Defended by Ricky Reynolds, who wanted offensive pass interference. Instead, the pass is incomplete, and Kansas City has to punt for the third straight possession of the second half.
Well, he was going to go all the way to that side over there. They've had success, a couple of touchdown passes. You can understand why. But Lake Dawson was not open on that particular play.
Louis Aguiar, who wasn't that busy in the first half, has had 3 of his 4 punts in the second half with a 46-yard average. David Meggett back at the 14-yard line. Meggett, who helped Parcells win a world championship in New York, awaits this punt. High, booming punt. Meggett takes it at the 10, trying to get to the outside. At the 15-yard line as Meggett is up to the 20-yard line. Fumble. Ball is loose. Chasing are the Chiefs and the Patriots. It looks like New England may have it at the 27-yard line. 53-yard punt, a fumble by Meggett, but Larry Wiggum recovers the fumble for New England. And getting up slowly is Dale Carter. Kansas City thought he got hit in the back on the punt return.
And it does not look good with Dale Carter. He is hobbling out there. He's going to have to come out of the ball game. Dale Carter was down there the first one, but it was Doug Terry that coughed that ball or knocked that ball out of Meggett's hands.
Doug Terry, the old Kansas Jayhawk, with a nice hit, but Kansas City could not recover the fumble. 4.54 seconds on hang time on the punt.
And Dale Carter is coming to the sidelines.
So Darren Anderson is in at cornerback now for the Chiefs. 1st and 10 Patriots. At their own 27. A pass over the middle is deflected, flies in the air. Neil Smith couldn't find it. Vaughn Booker saw it. He was chasing in the Patriots' backfield, but Neil Smith couldn't find the football. Sally Amua looked like he deflected the pass.
Well, there's no way in the world that Neil would know that that ball was flying up in the air, because had he known it, being the old basketball player that he is, he might have had an opportunity to come up with it. But there's 2 plays in a row where that ball is flying around where Kansas City had an opportunity maybe to come up with a turnover.
2nd down 10 for the Patriots. Football at their own 27. 18 seconds left to go, third quarter. Meggett, a lone setback. 3 wide receivers for the Patriots. Tight end right, Meggett in motion. The throw, Bledsoe trying to find Meggett in the near flat. He finds him at the 33. And he's forced out of bounds there by Martin Bayless and Darren Anderson. It'll be third, let's call it about 4. A gain of 6 on the swing pass from Bledsoe to Dave Meggett.
It looks like it's Martin Bayless's man, and he went in motion that time. And here again, Martin is trailing him because the Meggett, he goes down the field. He has a 2-way go. He can go to the outside or to the inside. So if Bayless overplays it to the outside, he cut back to the inside, be wide open.
That's the final play of the third quarter. 24-19, Chiefs lead the Patriots. You're listening to Chiefs football.
1-35, 28 plays for the Patriots, 10 for Kansas City. That is dominating. So Kansas City is going to have to get things turned around. They better start right now on this third down play so they can get the ball back.
Defensive personnel for the Chiefs. They put Derek Thomas now on the line of scrimmage, along with Traylor, Sally Moore, and Smith.
Dale Carter back in the game.
3rd down and 4. 6 defensive backs for the Chiefs. Bledsoe, deep 7-step drop, looking left all the way now, turns over the center of the field, pass is incomplete. Looking for Vincent Grigsby, who is upset with the back judge. He thought he was interfered with by Dale Carter, but no flags, and New England will have to punt for the 2nd consecutive possession.
The guy that really made that play was Anthony Davis, because Meggett coming out of the backfield, that's the guy that he wanted to go to just to pick up the first down. Davis was all over him, so then he had to come back the other way to the inside, looking to the inside, and Dale Carter had his man covered very well. So they did it. So Dale got rid of that. You know, he hobbled off the field. I knew he was hurting. I don't know what they did to get him back in there, but he looks okay.
Staple gun. Kick away by Pat O'Neill. High booming punt, but taken by Vanover. Coming to the near side at the 25. Gets a block. 30. Vanover in road carries at the 40. Up to the 43-yard line. 14:45 left to go in the game. 24-19 Chiefs. 45-yard punt. 26-yard return by the explosive Tamarick Vanover. Timeout on the field. This is the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
Hey, Chiefs fans, here's your chance to own a piece of Kansas City Chiefs history. Pieces of the Arrowhead Stadium turf are now available at 1-800-9KC-TURF. Call now to order your piece of Chiefs history. 1-800-9KC-TURF.
Chiefs have the football, leading 24-19. 14:45 left to go in the game.
Let's talk about field position. this is the time for Kansas City to get it done. They started in the second half on their own 35, three-place punt, their own 14, their own 18. Now they got it on their own 43. Great field position. Must take advantage of it.
Thanks to Tamarik Vanover. Ricky Sigler now in at right tackle, again switching off with Jeff Criswell. Long count. Trap play, Marcus Allen. He's across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Or 46-yard line, I beg your pardon. Gain of 3 yards, Troy Barnett. Ankle tackling, Marcus Allen. Gain of 3.
So they need to do it now. When they get great field position, that means that anything in your playbook is good here. Reverses, anything down here you can do. What you can't do when you're down near your goal line, which they were a couple of times before. Marcus, 11 carries, 56 yards.
Marcus entered the game. 66 carries for 249 yards. Anders and Allen. Anders gets the call on a lead play behind the block of the fullback on the left tackle. He's up to the 49-yard line. A gain of 3 more. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Kansas City Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
Kansas City's home for classic rock and roll of the 70s and your voice of the Chiefs. 101 KCFX, the Fox.
Vincent Brown made the tackle for the Pats. 3rd down and 4 for the Chiefs at their own 49. 24-19 Chiefs. Steve Bono. Again, a long count. Patriots showing blitz. Here they come on a middle blitz. Bono gets hit as he throws, and the ball flies up incomplete at the 50-yard line. Vincent Brown came untouched and nailed Steve Bono as he wanted to throw the ball.
There it is. We could see it from up here that blitz was coming. You can see by those safeties coming up by the line of scrimmage, was not able to get the play off. Sometimes when the receivers have to be alert to that as well, that the blitz is on, because then you run your patterns shorter than you normally would because the quarterback's not going to have that much time.
Louis Aguiar has been busy. 46-yard average. He did have a 59-yarder. His first 2 punts were un-Louis-like in this game, but he's starting to warm up now.
Yeah. Now what do we have? Conference going on down here. That was a golden opportunity for the Chiefs offense. Really put some pressure on the Patriots.
The pass was incomplete. The quarterback was here in the process of throwing. It's 4th down.
We knew that.
Well, so okay.
Yeah. All right.
You don't want to give Bledsoe too many chances. They have done nothing in the second half. Well, they had 1 first down in the second half for Kansas City as opposed to 10 for the Patriots.
24-19 Chiefs clinging on to a 5-point lead. 13:31 left to go in the game. Chiefs led 24-10 at halftime. Snap from Villa back to Aguiar. High, but pulled down by Louis. Angling a high kick to the near side of the field. Megan calls for a fair catch and takes it at the 6. Beautiful punt. 5.07 seconds on hang time. 47-yard boot by Aguiar. Timeout on the field. 24-19 Chiefs. 13:23 left in the game. This is the Kansas City Chiefs Fox Football Radio. Waits at his own 40. Knee-high snap to O'Neal. Gets the kick away. Spins in the air. It takes a Patriot bounce, but out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Hang time, 3.73 seconds. 46-yard punt. Let's stay here. 12:27 left to go in the game. Kansas City 24, New England 19.
They keep trying to angle the punts to one side or the other so that Vanover doesn't have both ways to go. If he gets it over on this side, he can only go this way and makes the coverage a little easier. But once again, for Kansas City's offense, it's time for them to get started because they've got the ball in great field position on the 42-yard line.
That puts some big-time pressure on the punter, doesn't it? He's trying to angle it.
Sure does.
You get some bad punts that way. Bono stretch play left side goes to Greg Hill. Finds some room. 50-yard line. Runs over a Patriot. He ran over Bobby Abrams. Then Corwin Brown tackled. That's Greg Hill running over guys. And it's down to the New England 48-yard line. First down, Kansas City, a gain of 12.
And the great thing about that run, he made up his mind quickly, and he went. He didn't hesitate, didn't tap dance out there, and so consequently he ran through arm tackles and picked up a first down.
12 minutes left to go in the game. 24-19 Hill, 7 carries, 47 yards. Into the game with 47 carries. Now Hill gets it again up the middle, and he finds some room. He's down to the New England 38-yard line. A gain of at least 9 and maybe 10. Chris Slade and Ty Law hanging on to the second-year man for the Chiefs.
Must have told that offensive left side of John Alton, David Zott, and Grunhard, hey, look, guys, move some people because we're going to run this football and get control of this line of scrimmage. because the last 2 plays have been over and on that left side. Last 2 plays have been good running plays.
But Greg Hill running with some purpose. It was a gain of 9. 2nd and 1 for the Chiefs at the Pat 39. 11:18 left to go in the game. Bono this time fakes the handoff. Throws in the pass. Overthrown, incomplete. He had Webster Slaughter wide open on a curl at the 20. The pass overthrown and nearly intercepted by the deepest man for New England. Back there was Corwin Brown with a chance to intercept. Chris Slade.
I don't know where he was throwing that ball, Mitch, because he went down there, Willie Davis, and stopped, turned around. He was so wide open, it's unbelievable. It was a good call. The play fake froze everybody, so he had the opportunity to get it in there. Must have been the miscommunication as to where the receiver is supposed to go. And we're down to now 12 seconds, 11 seconds. He's going to have to call a timeout.
Chris Slade jammed Steve Bono as he tried to throw the football and forcing the incompletion. Timeout on the field. 11:14 left in the game. Let's go to a break. Chiefs lead 24-19. They have 3rd and 1 in New England territory. You're listening to Chiefs football. 11:14 left to go in the game. The Chiefs lead the Patriots 24-19. Kansas City has 3rd and 1 at the New England 39. The Chiefs 8 of 15 on 3rd down conversions, but 0 for 4 in the second half.
Well, they need this one.
Walker and Cash both in there. Walker on the right side, Cash on the left. They play fake. Bono to throw, dumps it off. Pass is overthrown and incomplete. Kansas City was going to run the boot pass on 3rd and 1. Keith Cash was open, but again, they were forcing Steve Bono into an incompletion.
That's Willie McGinnis. No one blocked him, so he didn't go for the fake. He went right after Steve Bono. Bono in the second half is 3 of 11, 31 yards. Passing in the first half, 11 of 21, 159 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Aguiar will punt again for Kansas City. 11:10 left in the game. 24-19 Chiefs. Dave Meggett back. He fair caught the last punt from Aguiar at the 5.
Okay.
Snap right at the chest of Aguiar. Gets the kick away. Kick that flutters off the left side of his foot. Out of bounds. See where they mark it out of bounds. Out at the 10-yard line. The punt, 29-yard punt. The Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network congratulates Doug Mugford from Kansas City, Missouri. He was caller 11 at the special sound of the Pizza Hut, and wins tickets for 2 in the Fox Box on the 50-yard line for the last game of the regular season at Arrowhead. Here it's 11:02 left to go in the game. 24-19 Chiefs. 1st and 10 for the Pats at their own 10.
Doesn't look good, because Bono the first half was terrific. Nothing in the second half. Bledsoe has gotten better with each quarter.
Field position, though, has shackled the Patriots here lately. Lead play goes to the tailback. It's Curtis Martin. He got stood up, and then Tracy Simeon stuck his helmet into the numbers between the 2 and 8 of Chris Martin.
It's good, because on first down, when they want to run that ball, make sure they don't get positive yardage. When you only get 1 yard, that is not positive yardage. So it's going to force Bledsoe back into that pocket to throw it once again.
Gain of 2 yards, 2nd down and 8 for the Patriots. Brisby wide to left side. Hasty covering him with man-to-man pressure coverage. Wide to the right is Moore, covered by Carter. Moore comes in motion now toward the tight end, lined up on the right side. Back to throw Bledsoe. Here comes the rush. Throws at the last minute. The tight end can't hang on to the football. The pass was behind him, and the ball rolled across the chest of the tight end as he rolled on the ground. John Burke couldn't hang on. And for an injury update, let's go to Bob Gretz.
Mitch, I got to tell you, Dale Carter is one tough hombre, because they worked on his ankle after the one play, worked on his shoulder after that great tip away on the last defensive series, tried to keep him out. He walked right past him, walked right past the head coach, said he was going in.
Tight end was open last time, Len Dawson.
Yes, indeed he was, because there was no pressure on Bledsoe.
24-19, Chiefs by 5. 10:23 left to go in the game. 3rd down and 8 for the Patriots at their own 12. Moore in motion toward Bledsoe. Back to throw inside of his own 5. Throws to the right side. Broken up. The pass broken up by Anthony Davis. Jumping in front of Dave Meggett. New England must punt again from its own end zone.
There's the big play by a linebacker that I was looking for, and that was Anthony Davis coming up with that, knocking that ball away. So defensively, they've done their job here the last few times that the Patriots had the ball. It's the offense that's got to get something going. The offense has had terrific field position the last couple of times.
And it's obvious where Bledsoe wants to go on 3rd down to Dave Meggett. But the linebackers have taken it away. Kick away by Pat O'Neill. Coming up on the ball is Vanover. Takes it at the 50. Turns his back to the New England tacklers, and they nail him at the 47-yard line. Again, great field position for the Chiefs. 10-11 left to go in the game. 24-19 Kansas City. Now it is time. Spin the pages of the book. Let's go to the gridiron according to Grigsby.
We have an update brought to you by Captain D's. Are you hungry after the game? Well, today, all you can eat at Captain D's. Fish, fries, coleslaw, hush puppies for only $4.89. Unbelievable. Every day at Captain D's. They're going back to play, and I'll bring you the update after this play.
All right, let's see what happens here. 1st and 10, Chiefs at the 46 of New England. Tight end right is Walker. Wing left is Cash. Now comes in motion on the near side. Greg Hill in there. It's a running back. The throw, Bono dumps it over, looking for the tight end. And New England almost intercepts the football. Vincent Brown couldn't hang on to the ball. They were looking for the tight end. Keith Cash, New England almost intercepts it.
Looked like they had an Elks convention around.
3 guys around here, Bill.
Well,
man.
You know, I read in the Tijuana Times this morning that Captain D is being interviewed for the job of superintendent of schools. Captain D, after his tremendous catch, has elected to go into education. That's all news from the Tijuana Times, an update by Captain D.
2nd down and 10 for the Chiefs at the 46, the Patriots. Bono going up top, down the left sideline, passes overthrown and incomplete. Throwing for a well-covered Webster Slaughter. Well covered by the rookie Ty Law, the far side cornerback.
19 plays, all that Kansas City's had the ball. 19 plays in the second half, just 2 first downs. They need a first down badly. You know, because the defense has done their job, but you can't expect them to do it every time out.
Greg Hill has played a lot here in the second half, but he trots off the field now. Kansas City with 3rd and 10 at the 46 of New England. The Chiefs have not been able to use this field position the last
they haven't.
drives.
They haven't gotten anybody open on that passing game either. In the first half, they were open on almost every pass.
2 wide receivers to the right. Tight end flexed outside the right tackle. Flags are thrown. Bono throws. Looks for Walker. He traps the football at the 43-yard line. The pass was in the dirt.
What kind of pattern is that?
Vernon Lewis covered for New England.
I think it's against
Chiefs might have got a break here.
Yes, they did. A couple of those defensive linemen jumping before the ball was snapped. But even at that, they had 3 guys over here. None of them were deep enough to get the first down if they made the catch.
Bill Parcells is unhappy.
Well, he should be, because his defense stopped him.
Either that or somebody took his NutraSweet. It'll be a 3rd down and 5 at the 42-yard line of New England. Parcells played his collegiate football at Wichita State. 9:57 left to go in the game. 24-19. Chiefs lead the Patriots. 3rd and 5 after the penalty for Kansas City. Bono back into the pocket, sets up, swing pass right to Anders, hauls it in, lowers the shoulder, he's up to the 37-yard line. And near a first down, Vernon Lewis and Ricky Reynolds converged on Anders there. 4th down and maybe a yard to go for the Chiefs at the Patriot 37-yard line. 77,900 fans urging Kansas City to go for it.
They are. Joe Valerio going into the game as an eligible receiver.
9:27 left to go in the game. A giant play coming up here. 4th down and 1. Marcus Allen, Tony Richardson in an I formation behind Steve Bono. Cash in motion right. Hand off Marcus Allen, dodging over the Patriots to the 35-yard line. Another big play by Marcus Allen, diving over a stack of Patriots on his way to Canton, Ohio.
Boy, I'll tell you that was a big play, because you must look at the clock. 9 minutes remaining in this football game. That means that if they don't do anything, they're going to keep it away from the Patriots for a couple of minutes, but they're down in great field position right now. First down is a big play. This is a big play coming up here, because you got to get some yardage on first down.
Greg Hill back in for Marcus Allen. The Chiefs are picking and choosing when to play Marcus today as well. Kimball Anders lines up as a fullback. The backs are split. John Alton, a 2-point stance. Patriots showing blitz on Alt's side. The throw is Bono. Looking that way now. He shovels it off late. The pass is incomplete. Derek Walker was in to block, but Steve Bono, to avoid a sack, shoveled it off to Derek Walker. Couldn't hang on to the football. It's an incompletion. 2nd and 10. The blitz again coming from the Patriots.
That's a killer. I mean, the first down, you get nothing. So now you're in a position. Now, in the past, what they've done on 2nd down after the first down incompletion has been running the football. See if that trend continues.
Minnesota and Tampa Bay in overtime at the Big Sombrero today. 8:32 left to go. 24-19 Chiefs. Lead play Marcus, or rather to Greg Hill. And Hill is up to the 30-yard line and picks up 5 yards on 2nd and 10. This is about as hard as we've seen Greg Hill run at least since the Seattle game.
Yes, he's doing something that he didn't do earlier on. That's making up his mind in a hurry and just going and doing it, even if it's wrong. Bono first half 11-21, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns. Second half 4-14, 40 yards. Not good.
Greg Hill stays in. Marcus Allen wanted to come in, but they're going to keep Greg Hill in there on 3rd down and 5 at the 30 of New England. 24-19 Chiefs, 7:55 left to go in the game. Bono, here comes the blitz again from the Patriots. Bono swings it out near side. Andrews can't make the catch. It was behind him and rolls off his left hand, incomplete. 4th down and 5 for the Chiefs at the 30.
Now what?
Well, a field goal would put you up by 8 points.
Be good, yes.
It would be nice.
How long would it be?
It would be a 47-yard try. Line of scrimmage is 37 yards for the snap, 47-yarder for Elliott.
No, they're not doing that, because if he misses it, then the ball is going to be spotted where he kicked it from. So Marcus Allen, the offense going into the game, but you're down to 12 seconds on the 25-second clock if they're going to do anything. Unless they want to call a timeout. I don't know whether they want to do that or just take the penalty.
Now Marcus Allen turns to the referee and crew chief. Ed Hockley calls timeout. And now it's time with 7:49 left to go in the game. 24-19 Chiefs. Let's go to Bill Grigsby for an NFL update.
Well, we have an NFL update brought to you by Price Chopper, your Chiefs tailgate party headquarters. They were doing that today with stuff from Price Chopper. Go into Price Chopper, save on everything you need for the big games, from tailgate foods to official Chiefs apparel and merchandise. All at Price Chopper. Best food, best price, best people. And I'll tell you, there's some wild games today. Chicago 30, Jacksonville 20 deep in the 4th. Green Bay 30, Detroit 21 late in the game. And Minnesota, Tampa Bay. I think that may be in overtime. And it's 17-17. Indianapolis leads San Francisco 18-17.
Whoa.
With less than 2 minutes to play. That would be an upset. But Indianapolis, I'll tell you, folks, they're a good football team. Philadelphia 17, the Giants 14 as the Giants are coming back. And Buffalo 27, Seattle 21 as Seattle's coming back. A lot of great games today. All these scores were brought to you by Price Chopper.
And now here's Bob Gretz.
So I got a question for Leonard. Leonard, I don't, maybe, with your background, you can certainly explain this to me. What has happened to this? What is New England doing defensively it did not do in the first half? Because the Chiefs offense looks inept in the second half.
They're not getting anybody open down there. When they are open, then Bono is not locating them. They're not spreading out that defense like they should and make that defense, which is 27th against the pass in the National Football, cover some ground out there. Test these cornerbacks, test these people. All they seem to be doing is dumping the ball off in the flat to Kimball Anders and hoping that he can run for a first down.
It almost seems like they came out in the second half with a 14-point lead, and Paul Hackett and Marty Schottenheimer said, well, let's sit on this thing. Let's go conservative.
And guys, another factor in the second half has been the Patriots blitzing. They have blitzed the heck out of the Chiefs here in the second half.
Well, they're 1-4. They got to do something. They lost 4 ball games in a row. But Kansas City, look at the field position the last 3 times they've had the ball. Their own 43, their own 42, and New England's 46. That's great field position.
Yeah, and no points.
No points.
7:49 left in the game. 24-19 Chiefs. 4th down and 5 for the Chiefs at the 30 of New England. Cash tied into the right side. 6 defensive backs in for the Patriots. Expect a blitz here again. 3 wide receivers. Here comes the blitz. Bono in trouble. Going to the right side. Holthus. Now he throws late. The pass is caught by Len Dawson at the 15-yard line. Steve Bono shows some courage. He hung on to the football to the last possible moment and finds Lake Dawson down to the 15-yard line. A gain of 15 as Chris Slade nailed Bono as he threw the ball.
Oh, they needed that. They were 7 of 8 on 4th down situations before that. Now they're 8 of 9. The good thing that Lake Dawson did is he ran away from his defensive guy. He saw his quarterback was in trouble, and he just ran to the open spot. The quarterback found him, got him the football.
1st and 10, Kansas City. What about the play by Bono with Slade breathing right down his neck? Sweep play left side, Greg Hill. He's inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. 24-19, Chiefs by 5, 7:20 left in the game.
Will Shields pulling around that corner, making the good block, and Greg Hill doing the wise thing, just running right off the tail of Will Shields. When Will Shields make the block, he cuts the other way. So there's the positive yards on first down that you're looking for. 6 yards on first down makes it a whole lot easier here on second because they don't have to throw the ball.
Chiefs are in the red zone for the 4th time today. They've had a field goal and 2 touchdowns. 2nd down and 4 at the Patriot 9. 6:50 left to go in the game. Hand off Greg Hill right to the right side. Hill touchdown. Greg Hill, a quick burst of speed, and Greg Hill has his first touchdown of the season and his 2nd career touchdown, a 9-yard burst and a big hole in the right side.
And who was there on the right side? Will Shields. I just got through telling you he pulled to the left, made a good block for Hill. That time straight ahead blocking, knocked his guy all the way and stepped right into the end zone. He went in the end zone before I think he got touched.
Somebody got into Greg Hill's helmet. How about the way he's run today?
How about the burst, the quickness that he's displaying out there this afternoon?
75 yards and 11 carries and a touchdown for Greg Hill, his first of the season. And the kick is up and through by Lynn Elliott, a giant, huge, big touchdown for Kansas City.
4th down play was big, was it not? 4th down play was big. Bono getting the ball to Lake Dawson to continue the drive. And then the offensive line took over. You know, behind the block of the offensive line, Hill was able to have 2 runs to jump into the end zone. But there's no mystery, they say, about this game. You know, that's blocking. And you go to the right side, you had Will Shields and Ricky Sigler as well. 10 plays, 46 yards, 9-yard touchdown run. They needed that.
You know, I understand. On the pregame show, Bob Dress and I were talking. Bob said that Greg Hill had been pouting a little bit.
Pouting?
Yes, because he didn't think he was getting the ball enough, and they were taking a good look at him today. Well, he apparently is over his pouting, and he's into
He should go pout some more if he can run like that. Well, give me the ball.
There's more clout with pout.
Nope.
That's a new slogan for you, Leonard.
I know, but let's start with the kickoff team here. Don't forget there's a couple of guys back there that are awfully good at returning. Meggett is one of them. Brown is the other, I believe.
But Greg Hill has run with a mission today. 75 yards and 11 carries and a touchdown. 6:49 left to go in the game. 31-19 Kansas City. And can the Chiefs finally take the air out of this Patriots team? Short kick taken by Brown to 15, 20, 25, up across the 30, then gets blasted by Darren Anderson, tries to get away, but can't from the clutches of Greg Minuski at the 33-yard line. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
101 KCFX, Harrisonville, Kansas City. Your radio home of the Chiefs and classic rock and roll of the 70s.
Mitch Holthus along with Len Dawson, Bill Grigsby, and Bob Gretsch. Let's go back to the 4th down play by Bono. Now, he has struggled in the second half.
Yes.
But he is a resilient man.
Well, he has done that all year long. It looks like, there are a couple of games he didn't do anything for 3 quarters. In the 4th quarter, he really came alive. But that was a big 4th down call.
3 wide receivers for the Patriots. Coach the tight end. He's going to get it. Leaking out to the right side in the flat. And says, I'm going to bash Martin Bayless. Who tackled whom? Bayless tackled Coach, but there was a collision at the 36-yard line, a gain of just 4 yards.
No huddle. What they can do. That's the only thing they can do. No huddle. Try to get in the end zone in a hurry.
Saliamu in. Phillips out for the Chiefs on the defensive line. Bledsoe back into the pocket, sets up shop. Now he's going to tuck the football and runs. Boy, he was protecting that shoulder. He goes down at the 39-yard line, a gain of 3. Anthony Davis was there with his executioner's mask on, ready to get after Drew Bledsoe.
Should have made his mind up a little quicker. We were just talking about Greg Hill making up his mind in a hurry.
3rd down and 3. Bledsoe at his own 39, trailing 31-19. Dumps it over the middle, and the pass is caught by Will Moore in a crossing pattern. And looks like he's short of a first down by maybe a yard. They run a crossing pattern on 3rd and 3 for 2 yards.
Well, that's a break for the Patriots, the fact that they're going to measure, so they should get back, call the play in the huddle or whatever they want to do. Look at Bledsoe just kind of looking around to see how far away they are if they're going to make a first down. They should have a play call.
Bob Gretsch is stationed on the sideline.
Mitch, one of the changes they made defensively the Chiefs did this week was they took James Hasty in their nickel package and they put him on the slot receiver. He had been playing out on the corner, and they felt that Mark Collins has given up just a little bit too much on those crossing patterns. They've moved Hasty inside. He had the coverage on that play. It seems like they're handling that a little bit better today.
They've been burned on it all year long, and they needed to do something. But I don't understand the Patriots here.
So
be
it's
up
fourth down.
On the line of scrimmage. They got to go for it.
Chiefs have Sally Mua. Trailer Brian Proby is in now at defensive end on the left side. The ball game right here on the line. Fourth down and less than a yard at the 41-yard line. Quarterback sneak by Bledsoe.
Oh my.
He gets pushed back. Bledsoe didn't even stick his helmet and shoulder up into the pile.
It's the worst call in the world because
if you got a quarterback with a bad shoulder, it is.
Well, you can't jump. Remember when Marcus went for it and he leaped over the pile to come to the first down? Well, you can't leap over the pile when you're standing right there at the line of scrimmage like the quarterback is.
Keith Traylor, if the Chiefs hold him here, was the man that stopped Drew Bledsoe. The Bledsoe, normally a quarterback sneak, the quarterback will get a push and try to step up inside. He stood straight up.
He doesn't have great vertical leaping ability, I don't believe.
Bob, on the sidelines, Bob Gretz.
Yes.
Bob, they're getting some defensive play today out of guys like Traylor, McDaniels, Proby was in there, Vaughn Booker, some other guys have stepped up, and Kansas City holds on downs.
Well, Mitch, the two defensive stars that Marty Schottenheimer wanted to talk about after the Monday night game was Vaughn Booker and Anthony Davis. And these two guys coming in and playing today. Booker getting the start. Davis trying to relieve some of the pressure off of Derek Thomas and his injured knee have really turned in some amazing performances. That's why Carl Peterson and Marty Schottenheimer talked about this team being better because of that depth with guys like Booker and Davis.
Indianapolis 18, San Francisco 17, a final. How about them apples?
How about Dallas with a home field in the NFC? That game may not mean anything in November. First down and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs that they held on downs at the 41-yard line. They lead 31-19. Now it's just hang on to the football time. Kimball Anders gets it on a quick dive behind the right guard, gets up to the 40. Clock moving at 5:13 left to go in the game. Kansas City 31, New England 19.
3 timeouts remaining for the Patriots. Of course, Kansas City, what will they like to do? Yes, run with that football, keep it on the ground, get a couple of first downs, and this game is history.
Could it be the Chiefs could win today and not go into overtime? 31-19. 4:53 left to go in the game. 3 home games prior to this one, all victories, all in overtime. Sweep left. And Hill with an army out in front of him gets one blocked and then gets nailed, but stayed inbounds barely. Up to the 37-yard line to keep the clock moving. Vincent Brown made the tackle.
Defensively, Patriots played that very well, stretching that thing out, and Hill did the wise thing of going down to make sure that that clock is not stopped. It's now 4:28, counting down on this third down situation.
Seattle has lost to Buffalo. Seattle drops to 2-4 now in the AFC West. And Buffalo is now 5-1.
Look out for Buffalo.
Look out for Buffalo.
Look out for Buffalo.
Tamarick Vanover, Marcus Allen. Used here by the Chiefs. Allen is a left halfback. He'll come in motion on this side. Tamarick Vanover, wide receiver left. Wanted to throw on 3rd and 6. From the 37-yard line, a bomb down the near sideline. Davis reaching up. Has it pried loose at the last second by Ricky Reynolds. Give credit to Reynolds. He got scorched in the first half. He has stepped up big here in the second half for the Patriots.
They were taking a shot for a touchdown. One guy is all he's looking for. Figures man-to-man coverage. Keep the guys in there to block, and went up top. It looked like really that Willie Davis pushed off of the cornerback, but the flag was not thrown.
Bill Parcells not happy that the Chiefs were able to score last time, but encourages his team as he comes off the field now.
Will they go after this guy? Will they go after the punt?
Well, they've got 10 men up. Aguiar stands at his own 49. He's rocketing back and forth, expecting a rush. Here it comes. He gets the kick away quickly. End over end boot. Meggett vacates the area. It bounces into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. No. Yeah, now it rolls into the end zone. Come out to the 20-yard line. 36-yard punt. 3:48 left to go in the game. 31-19. The Chiefs lead the Patriots 31-19. Here's some other finals. Green Bay has beaten Detroit 30-21 at Lambeau Field. You mentioned the Indianapolis upset. The Bucs and Vikes are in overtime.
Buffalo beat Seattle 27-21.
How about Oakland tomorrow night against Denver?
I like Oakland. Boy, they are playing very, very well on both sides of the ball.
New Orleans leads Miami 8-0 in the first period.
New Orleans trying to get their first win. Meggett the lone setback. The throw. Bledsoe looking to their side. Being rushed. Throws late. Pass up for grabs. Carter intercepts it, but intercepts it out of bounds. Dale Carter was covering Vincent Grigsby as the pass rush again in the face of Drew Bledsoe.
He's just throwing that ball away to get rid of it so he doesn't take a loss back there. No huddle for the Patriots.
Keith Traylor was chasing. Bledsoe 21 of 40 for 202 yards. Now he fires a shot to the right side, making a sliding catch at the 29-yard line. John Burke, the other tight end other than Ben Coates on this team. Martin Bayless covered for the Chiefs.
So you don't want to fall down because you don't get the first down. You can't. What you want to do is try to get out of bounds. You can't do it when you fall down.
3rd and 1. Draw play. Meggett. He's at the 30. Had a touchdown earlier. Again runs into the umpire. Gets up to the 39-yard line. He did that on the touchdown. He ran into the umpire.
That's his shield, I guess, that he's running into the umpire behind the line of scrimmage. But it is a first down. No huddle once again. Drew Bledsoe will go to the air.
Anthony Davis made the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Patriots from the 39. Lofting a pass to the left side of the field and making a sliding catch. Will Moore. James Hasty then touched him to mark him down at the 46-yard line. Clock moving at 2:50 left to go in the game. Patriots going without a huddle. 15-yard pass play by Drew Bledsoe to Will Moore. Chiefs fans trying to encourage the defense here. 31-19 Chiefs, 2:41 left to go in the game. Screen pass nearly intercepted by Derek Thomas, who jumped into the air, swatted it with his left hand, and then reached out, but couldn't intercept it.
The offensive tackle tried to cut Derek, which is the thing to do. Cut him, get his hands down, but he wasn't able to get the job done. Derek is so quick that after he cut him, he jumped back up in the air and was able to bat the ball. But Derek has not been a factor out there this afternoon.
And he's playing beat up. Bledsoe to throw on 2nd down and 10. Throwing down the right sideline, and the pass is overthrown, incomplete. He was looking for Kevin Lee. Double coverage by Kansas City, and there's a defender down.
Well, 2 of the Kansas City defenders ran into one another down.
Brian Washington ran into Mark Collins. Collins gets up
it's hurting. Now look at him. Well, I guess he's all
real wobbly as he got up. You notice Bledsoe, when he goes back every time, always pounds the football before he throws.
Yeah, well, that's... People get into certain habits on how, it's just like in golf, a forward press before you take it back. Well, he pounds it forward with the football before he throws it.
He's not the first guy to do that. Neil Smith in to give a pass rush now on Bledsoe. 3rd down and 10 from the Chief 46. Bledsoe sets up in the pocket, throws in traffic, the pass broken up. Now a flag is thrown on Martin Bayless. He was over the back of Will Moore, who's injured on the play. It looks like pass interference on Martin Bayless of the Chiefs. Automatic first down for New England.
That's the killer. Plus, it stops the clock at 2:28 remaining in the football game. Had he made the catch, he was not anywhere near a first down marker.
31-19 Chiefs.
By the defense, number 21. It's a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Okay, not pass interference, but holding, but it's still an automatic first down, but only a 5-yard penalty.
Then Martin Bayless was the man.
He's played so well for the Chiefs since they picked him up a couple weeks ago.
It's been amazing how
out of his living room,
but how amazing that he played so well. Just coming off of he said he was working out, though. He worked out with the colleagues down in the San Diego area.
Yeah, but you know how that goes.
Yeah, you don't do any tackling. I know that. You don't want anybody to hit you.
It's not like training camp. 7 defensive backs for Kansas City. 1st down and 10 for the Patriots. Now back to throw. Bledsoe being rushed. Throws late. Finds a man leaking in the right flat. Making the catch was Troy Brown, and he's hit. Now fumbles the football. It's picked up by a New England lineman, Max Lane. Lane down the 20, down to the 10, down to the 6-yard line. Now we've seen it all.
Oh, my goodness.
A wide receiver had the ball pop loose, and Max Lane, who is from Norborn, Missouri, a New England lineman, picked it up and down to the 6-yard line.
Finally, they called a timeout, but they wasted several seconds before they did. 2 minutes and 6 seconds. They'll get another timeout at the 2-minute warning.
The chains kept moving. After a defensive timeout, Bledsoe still took advantage of a mismatch. That made it 31-26.
But it looks like Derek Walker's got it. Derek Walker reaches up and grabs the football, and now fisticuffs break out as Keith Cash mixing it up with the New England Patriot. And it looked like he was mixing it up with Terry Ray, the old Oklahoma Sooner.
Isn't that Mineski's down there because Vanover was about to stick his head into something. He said, hey, young fella, get out of here. We don't need any penalties, and we may need you in this ball game. Definitely need you the rest of the year.
Thank you, Derek Walker, for the Kansas City Chiefs. He showed great hands with that catch against San Diego on Monday night. And a large recovery of an onside kick there. 31-26, Chiefs by 5. 2:03 left to go in the game. Greg Hill stays in at running back. Wing left is Anders. Cash the tight end that way. Hill grabbing the football, goes down. Tackled by Chris Slade. And the 2-minute warning will be announced. 1:59 left to go in the game. Kansas City 31, New England 26. 1:59 left in the game. Now this on the 2 timeouts remaining. Chiefs are out of timeouts. Walker, tight end right side. Cash, wing right, goes in motion left. Bono takes the snap, hands it off to Hill. Cutting back up the middle of the New England defense and gets to the 42-yard line. Before Terry Ray tackle him, gain of 5.
First down was a killer. Now here it is. You know they're going to run with the football. You know they're going to try to stop the Chiefs' running attack, and they lose a yard or so. You know, there's the type of play they should have run on first down, where you at least pick up some positive yardage, and you keep moving it down the field a little bit. Now they're in a third down situation. Running the ball for first down, unlikely. You'll be able to get it, but you have to almost, because if you don't make it, that means you're stopping the clock for the Patriots and still have them with 2 timeouts remaining. Or is it 1 timeout?
They have 1 timeout remaining. They just called one now.
So 1 timeout remaining.
You know, one thing we haven't talked about today is the fact that Patriots play a 3-4 defense. Not many teams play that anymore. I think Carolina and Pittsburgh, the only 2. They crawl up those linebackers and bring 5 and 6 men up on the line of scrimmage. What about against the 3-4?
Well, what you're doing is, you have a guy like Derek Thomas on the outside who is actually a 4th lineman. And there, even though he's in a 2-point stance, he is coming.
Which they have come after Bono in the second half. 3rd down 7 for the Chiefs at the 42 of New England. 1:53 left to go in the game. Walker in motion right. Back to throw. Bono sets up. Throws a pass. It's broken up nicely. Reaching around the intended receiver, Lake Dawson, was cornerback Ricky Reynolds. Now it is 4th down and 7 for the Chiefs. Clock stopped at 1:49.
You hit it on the head. The clock did indeed stop. That's where you go back to the first down play, where you're forced into a situation. You run on second down, get a couple of yards. At third down, you can't anticipate making. If 1 first down, the game is over for Kansas City. So the first down play dictated what you did on third down.
Patriots still 1 timeout remaining to punt. Louis Aguiar preparing for his 8th punt of the game. Almost all of those in the second half. Villa set to snap it to him. Good belt-high snap. He gets the kick away. Here comes the rush. Get the kick away in time. And they avoided contact. Fair catch called for by David Meggett at the 11-yard line. 89 yards from the end zone are the New England Patriots.
We got a flag thrown for who? On who?
Flag was thrown late.
Really? Aguiar was going down.
The play was over. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 95.
Hit Aguiar, yes.
I'll tell you what, if Bill Parcells was perplexed prior to this game, he is really upset now. 95 for New England. Dwayne Sabb, a 4th-year man out of New Hampshire.
Did you see the play on the replay?
Yeah, sure did. I watched the replay.
Stupid call on his part. Hitting Aguiar after the play was all over. The guy's down there fair catching the ball anyway.
Now, Bill Parcells said he was flabbergasted coming into this week. What is he now after that play?
I don't know. What's after angry?
That is one of the more bizarre things I've seen.
Yes, unemployment might be the next move.
You may see Sabb on the waiver wire on Monday morning.
Hey, it's just what a dumb move. Why would you do that at all?
They have no chance.
Because you don't think. This is a game of thinking. You have to play intelligently, particularly down here. The game is still on the line because the Patriots have a shot at it. They have, 1 timeout remaining. They got to travel now.
95 yards.
95 yards.
And they have to huddle in their own end zone. Drew Bledsoe under center. 1 back, Meggett. Tight end right, Coates. 1:41 left to go in the game. 31-26. Bledsoe out of his own end zone. Intercepted Dale Carter at the 22. Carter 15-10. Carter ankle tackle from behind at the 5. Shut the door. Close the deal. Kansas City with a huge defensive play. 2nd turnover of the game. Vincent Brisby tackled Dale Carter from behind. And a flag was thrown at the end of the play.
Grigsby was the guy that made the touchdown reception over Carter earlier. Carter had good coverage. It was a terrific throw and a terrific catch. So what is the penalty on? We just had one on the Patriots on a real dumb move.
Neil Smith.
See, I'll tell you what that penalty did. Bledsoe standing in the end zone. And he knows I don't have much time. I can't get hit back here because it's 2 points. So he threw the ball sooner than he ordinarily would if they hadn't had the penalty.
And the crowd even becomes more into play because they're in there shouting in his ear as he threw the football. He underthrew it big time, looking for Grigsby. Chiefs
there were fouls by both teams on the play. Both fouls happened after the interception. It was an unsportsmanlike conduct by Kansas City, number 34, taunting. There was also a personal foul by New England, number 78, personal foul, hitting in the back after the play was over. They're both fouls offset. Kansas City will keep the ball first down.
Both penalties by Pro Bowl players, Bruce Armstrong of New England, Dale Carter of Kansas City, but it's a post-possession foul. That's the biggest thing, meaning Kansas City has the ball.
Taunting. Why would you taunt? Huh? Tell me that. You've already made the play of the game, sealed it, get out of there, get ready to go into the locker room, relax, and get ready for your next game.
Well, Marty will ask him that same question, yes. I'm sure. First down and goal to go for the Chiefs
at the 6-yard line. I talk about playing intelligently.
Well, how about the other guy, Saab, with the...
Oh, that's...
31-26 Chiefs, 1:33 left to go in the game. Football at the 6. Handoff Hill, right in the middle of the offensive line, and moves forward to the 4 for a gain of 2. Dale Carter with an interception, though, for the Chiefs. Their 6th interception of the season. And Kansas City's going to go 6-1 here. 1:14 left to go in the game, 31-26. Patriots do have one timeout remaining.
Surprised they didn't take it if they're going to take it.
Should be the time to do it. Minute 3 left to go.
So Kansas City should let it go down to about 2 seconds before they snap the ball. Then all they have to do is go on a knee, really.
On the play clock, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Bono, 2 backs in the set. Handoff Anders. Tries a dive on the right side. Anders gets down to the 2. 45 seconds left to go in the game. New England does have one timeout remaining. 40 seconds left, 39, 38, 37 and counting. Bill Parcells is not wanting to call timeout. Play clock is at 22 seconds, game clock at 27 seconds, and Bill Parcells is so frustrated, he's not even going to use his last timeout.
I would look for Bono to just go to a knee. Don't take a chance on a fumble.
Bono under center, under Tim Grunhart. Puts Cash in motion. I formation. Handoff Richardson, the fullback. Into the center of the line. Nailed there. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. The clock ticks down. The game is over. Kansas City is 6-1 for the first time since Leonard Dawson led them to the Super Bowl championship in 1969. The final score, Kansas City 31, New England 26. You're listening to Chiefs football.
Shop Price Chopper, the #1 grocer in Kansas City.